bottom of those pants. Big East Division crew tonight: Ed Corbett, Jeff Clark, and Matt Potter. We've got the governor, Bill Raftery, in doing this one tonight. How about that? Yeah. You know it's big time, right?
I know it is.
And Gus Johnson with him on FS1. So as we wait for the television cameras to join us here, Friars having won 6 of 9 overall coming into this game, but they've lost 5 straight to these Wildcats. They lost here 66-57 last February the 1st. Their last win in the dunk came almost 5 years ago. In fact, a little over 5 years ago against these Villanova Wildcats. Matt Potter steps into the center circle. Young and Spellman to jump. Friars control the tap. They go basket to our right on the radio here in half number 1, and we're underway at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. Man-to-man defense for the Wildcats as Diallo curls out to the center with a left-handed dribble. Pass off the left side for Cartwright, who penetrates, gives it off to Diallo, who drives the right side, lays it up and scores.
Good strong move by Diallo. He's already off to a better start than he was last game. He was 0 for 9, but he does well when Lindsey's on the floor and Cartwright finds him.
Villanova walks it, basket to our left here in the first half. Friars open up in a man. Jalen Brunson guarded by Kyron Cartwright, at least initially. High post to Pascal, now shares it to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo guarded by Diallo. Bounce pass right, and Diallo kicks the ball out of bounds on the wing. And Villanova will get it with a reset to the shot clock at 20.
See, with Lindsey and Diallo out there, if they stay out of foul trouble, they can really bother DiVincenzo and Bridges.
Looking for the inbounds for the right sideline. DiVincenzo finds Brunson to the mid-floor line. Bridges, left wing for Pascal in front of the Friar bench. Now DiVincenzo catch and shoot 3 off the iron. No. Bullock with a rebound.
Good D by Diallo right there, challenging that one.
Pushing Lindsey, 3, left side, yes!
Oh yeah, you get Lindsey back in the game. He opens up things out on the outside, and defensively he's priceless.
Welcome back, Jalen Lindsey, after missing the last game with a concussion of his own. Friars out to a quick 5-0 lead. They will need to keep that kind of offensive pressure up on the Wildcats tonight. Pascal at the foul line, drives the lane, he travels, he slipped, put up the shot, and walked with the ball.
Good D by Bullock right there as he made Pascal go left. And Pascal hasn't played in a couple of games either, so this time he might be off a little bit.
Well, the Friars will have the possession. Minute and 15 into the ball game and a quick 5-0 Providence lead. Cartwright will bring it into the forecourt. Brunson meets him. Right wing for Diallo. Circles back out. Center of the forecourt. Brunson picks him up. Now back left. Cartwright on the wing for Bullock. Up high for Lindsey. Leaves it off for Cartwright. Jalen looks down low. Nothing there. Backs out between the circles. 11 to shoot. Right wing for Alpha. Alpha in front of the Nova bench with 8 to shoot. Tries to work on Brunson. Uses a screen. Goes down to the baseline. Leaves it to Young. Jump hook up and in off the glass for Khalif.
Great patience by Diallo right there. He took his time. Didn't take the three-pointer. Got to the basket. Nice bounce pass inside to Young.
That's 7 unanswered points to start the game for the Friars. 7-0. Here's Brunson driving right into the lane. Turned around. 10-footer around the rim and in for Jalen Brunson.
Oh, Brunson can score on anybody. Good move right there.
Here comes Cartwright trying to answer back in a hurry. Gets into the lane, backs it out, leaves it to Bullock, fires a 3 off the top of the key, no good. Rebound tapped out, controlled by Bridges on the wing. Now here is DiVincenzo, who runs right over Cartwright, and they're going to call a foul.
Oh, Cartwright picks up a cheap one right there. He tried to get in front of DiVincenzo, but he pushed the ball up so strongly. Too bad Bullock can't get that rhythm going. I mean, those trailer breaks is where he's been a good shooter all year. First, able to knock down a couple of games.
First foul on Cartwright and the Friars. Brunson gets the inbounds out to Bridges up high. Bridges uses a screen, stops inside the top of the key, dumps it off to Spellman, who works into the post, and a reach-in foul before his shot. And referee Jeff Clark says it's on Bullock for a reach-in.
Oh, Bullock reached in. I thought good position there by Young, but Bullock reached in on that one.
Foul on the floor, so Nova, well, they're going to give him 2 shots on that one. Really?
Well, he must have reached in when he went up for the shot. Spellman, that's a great matchup too there, John. Spellman can make 3-pointers. He shoots them over 40%, and he posts up very well. And he's a good foul shooter.
And he misses the free throw. Spellman on the season, 68% from the line, averaging 10.9 points, 7.7 rebounds. He's 5th in the league in rebounding. He's also 6th in the Big East in 3-point field goal percentage. His second shot at the foul line is no good, and Young gets the rebound. Friars with the ball in an early 7-2 lead, 17.5 to go in the first half. Left wing for Diallo, uses a high screen, rolls to the right, gets into the lane, dumps it off underneath. The ball goes out of bounds. It was last touched by Nova.
So Diallo tried to get it over.
Touched it, yeah.
Well, he tried to get it over to Young, and it went off Young's hands out of bounds.
Yep, so it's a turnover. Friars need to avoid the silly mistakes tonight. You've got to value every possession, every chance you have to score the ball. Brunson leaves it off high for DiVincenzo. Pulls up with an 18-footer. No. Rebound, Young.
Diallo again bothering DiVincenzo with his length.
Cartwright to the top of the key. Cartwright dribble penetration on Bridges. Step back. 12-footer up, left it short. Rebound in the middle of the lane for Pascal. Now Pascal on the dribble drive on the left side. Gets into the lane. Stops at the foul line. Back out front for Brunson. Quickly to Bridges. Around to the right side. DiVincenzo. Now leaves it out to Pascal. Fakes the three. Gets to the foul line. Big jump hop on the left side.
Ooh.
Banks it up and scores.
That was a nasty move right there. Might have got away with a travel right there.
Thought he had dragged the foot as well, but Pascal gets his first basket in 3 games, and it's 7-4. Friar lead cut to 3.
Pretty good defense on him, too, and still scored.
Right wing, Lindsay. Lindsay now bounce pass out for Diallo up high. DiVincenzo guarding him. Now he shares it to Bullock, and Bullock is fouled by Pascal with a hold.
Well, Pascal trying to deny him the ball, but grabbed his arm as he was doing that, picks up the foul.
First on the Wildcats. Friars will inbound. Shot clock gets reset to 20. Cartwright will inbound from the left sideline. Brunson in front of him. Pass comes into the top of the key for Diallo. Drives to the right on DiVincenzo. Goes up the runner and in off of the glass.
That's the way they got to attack DiVincenzo. Diallo has big size on him. He can take him to the basket. Again, Diallo not taking the three. That's what he can't do. If he plays the way he is now, he'll be solid.
Friars lead 9-4. DiVincenzo into the forecourt left for Bridges. Bridges now feeds Brunson. He's going to try to go around Cartwright with a reverse layup and a score.
That's a good matchup for Villanova. You know, and Cartwright has one foul. You don't want to pick that second one up right away, so they go right inside of Brunson. Cartwright's got to go at him, though, John.
He does. Cartwright now with the ball. Takes it left side. Moves all the way to the sideline. DiVincenzo picks him up on the switch. Spins inside. Fadeaway is up. Fadeaway is good for Kyron.
That's what he's got to do. Accept the challenge. If you're going to go against Brunson, you go after him offensively. As they switch that time, put DiVincenzo on him.
First basket for Kyron. Friars lead 11-6. 15.5 to play in the first half. Off on a high post is Bridges. Bridges drives on Lindsay. Big step to the lane. Bank shot no good, and they'll call Lindsay for a foul.
Go ahead, bail him out on that one. He was going nowhere on that. Lindsay fouls him on that. I mean, he wouldn't have made that shot regardless.
Timeout with 15:27 to go in the half. Good offensive start for the Friars. An 11-6 lead over the Villanova Wildcats. This is Providence Friar basketball from Learfield. Joe, this Villanova team, for every shot they take, 46% of all shots they take come from outside the three-point stripe. So if there was ever a game to make a team take tough twos, it'll be this one.
Well, they'll adjust to that too, John, because the Friars are not going to double-team the post. So they like to post up Brunson. And if you're Villanova, you'd like a steady diet of that if you want, because you want to get Cartwright out of the ball game, because Cartwright has one foul already, picked up a cheap one. But if you can get him in foul trouble, the Friar offense just goes in a bad situation. The Friars were playing good basketball, up 8-9 points at Villanova. Cartwright was shooting the ball and running the offense. He picked up his second foul, had to come out of the game. That was history. They just ran away with it after that point, Villanova did. So Friars off to a good start in this one, though, John. 5 for 7 from the floor. 3 assists on those 5 made field goals. They're moving the ball, playing good defense, too. Diallo and Lindsay are doing a good job on the defensive end. Villanova 3 for 5 from the floor. No assists so far, so the Friars are making them work on the offensive end.
Villanova, in their last 2 games, has cooled off from outside the three. They've hit just 14 of the last 51 from three-point range. That's just 28%. Friars will have to hope that their defense can hold Nova down like that again.
Well, what you do defensively, there's no secrets now, is you're not going to double the post if they try to post up. Villanova gets a lot of threes, John, in transition when they come down. So if you can stop them in transition, make them run a half-court offense, you take away the three-point shot and make them make tough twos.
Mikal Bridges at the line shooting 2, and the free throw is good for Bridges. He's an 82% foul shooter. Nova 76.5 from the line as a team. They're number 1 in the Big East in scoring. They're number 1 in the Big East in three-point shooting. Number 2 in free throws, and Bridges nails his first 2, and it's 11-8. Friar lead crawls back to 3. 15:24 to go in the first half. Lindsay into the forecourt, hands off for Diallo. Back out front for Cartwright near the mid-floor circle. Cartwright will work on DiVincenzo. Works to the right wing for Diallo. Yep, bit of a zone here for Villanova with Cartwright holding out front. There's an alley-oop to Bullock, who puts it home!
Boy,
holy moly!
What a call by Ed Cooley. He saw the zone. He whistled out to everybody, changed the offense, and gets the dunk for Bullock. Maybe get him going a little bit confidence-wise.
That was a call and a half. First basket for Rodney. Here comes DiVincenzo driving down the lane, gets in the lane, is caught, goes up with a fadeaway, and rattles it home anyway.
Well, he just elevates right over Cartwright. I mean, DiVincenzo has some great hops.
DiVincenzo looks like the prototypical two guard in the NBA. About 6'4", 6'5", can shoot lights out. Maybe he'll go after this year. Who knows? Cartwright to left wing for Diallo. I was waiting for that. Here's Bullock to the right side with a dribble. Now goes back left for Diallo. Thought about that three. Lindsay gets run into by DiVincenzo. And DiVincenzo called for the foul.
Well, Villanova goes to the zone early. You know, they're not a deep bench, John, with Booth out now. They don't use a lot of guys, so being on the road, Jay Wright wants to stay out of foul trouble, so he uses his iron 5 there more minutes.
That is the one change from the last time Friars played a month ago. Phil Booth broke his hand against the Friars and has been out ever since. Here's Diallo driving right on Spellman, goes up with a fadeaway jump hook, rolls off the rim, and the Wildcats control the ball.
That was a good move right there by Diallo.
Here's Bridges with the ball into the forecourt, takes to the left toward his bench, hands off to Pascal, circles back to the center. Now Pascal works down the left side of the lane, gets in the lane, backdoor pass, DiVincenzo, missed the layup, and Young gets the rebound. Now for Cartwright, up the left side into the forecourt, left wing for Bullock. Bullock back out for Kyron. Kyron uses a screen, cuts left, steps back, fires the three, off the rim. Rebound, Young had it, tipped out of bounds.
Oh, come on.
Off of Khalif. Isaiah Jackson will check in. And it will also be Demir Cosby Roundtree checking in for the first time for Nova.
So that play right there, if Young had the rebound, I didn't think he'd hit that ball out of bounds.
Yeah. So Wildcats have it, trailing 13-10. Brunson bounces right for DiVincenzo. Now he fills down low. Ball goes to Bridges. Bridges in the paint, hands off, back to the right side, stolen, picked up by Cartwright. Now Cartwright in transition, crosses over into the middle, gets into the lane, has to get out of there as Brunson goes for the steal, reverses, goes back underneath, tries a reverse layup, got knocked to the floor and no foul call. Shot was blocked. Back the other way, Nova. Pascal drops it, got it blocked from behind. Young with the ball, up the floor to Cartwright. Cartwright kicks it through to Jackson. Jackson challenges left, gets down low, out to Diallo, goes left for Cartwright. Left wing. No shot there by Jackson. Back to Diallo. He'll penetrate right, penetrate left, go to the hoop, bank shot up, rebound no good, and Khalif missed the jam, and Villanova gets the loose ball.
Yeah, that was some crazy offense right there. Friars had a bunch of looks at it, but ended up getting a layup and still couldn't make it.
Kept thinking I was hearing a whistle, and no whistle came. So Brunson takes it to the right side against the Friar defense. At the elbow, up front for Pascal. DiVincenzo left for Bridges, in front of the PC bench. Now up high for Brunson, fakes the three, drives on Alpha, bounce past Roundtree, lost it out of bounds.
I'd say Alpha Diallo's doing an unbelievable job, he and Lindsay defensively. Lindsay's shutting down Bridges, and Diallo switches off to Brunson, and he can't get that shot off, and he's taking DiVincenzo right out of the game so far. DiVincenzo had 30 points in the last game, and he's really working against Diallo.
Young out, Nate Watson checks in for the first time. And Villanova will also bring in the freshman guard Colin Gillespie off of the bench. Providence with the ball in a 13-10 lead. 12:22 to go in the first half. Cartwright, right wing for Diallo, back to Kyron.
2-3 zone.
2-3 zone. They extend those guards out front. Quick pass down low, underneath, reverse. Diallo with a score.
He is so crafty inside. He plays like he's 6'10", Diallo. Beat two big guys in there that time with the layup over Spellman.
That's 6 for Alpha, and a 15-10 Providence lead as we go under 12 to play in the first half. Not a dissimilar start to what we saw in Philadelphia about a month ago. Here's a deep three by Bridges, throws up an air ball. The Friars come up with the ball. He was trying to force a foul and didn't get the call from the official. Jackson has the dribble, pulls it out, goes left wing for Lindsay. Lindsay goes underneath for Watson, it comes down with it, and he gets hacked in the act. He'll go to the line.
Good job by Jackson right there on the rebound here, John. Boxing out, getting the ball up the floor.
Timeout, 11:39 to go in the first half. You can take this game in 5-minute segments. The Friars are doing pretty well. 15-10 right now over the Wildcats. This is Providence Friar basketball from Learfield. 15-10 lead for the Friars here with 11:39 to go in the first half. But Villanova fell behind Butler this past Saturday, 21-8. Before then outscoring the Bulldogs 78-54 over the final 34 minutes of that game, and they ended up winning by 7 points.
Well, I tell you, John, you got to play 40 minutes against this Villanova team. They're never out of a game because they're so explosive offensively. For the Friars doing a good job so far offensively and defensively. The Friars are 7 for 14 from the floor, 50%. Villanova is too. They're 4 for 8 from the floor at 50%. The difference in the game right now is turnovers. Villanova has uncharacteristic 4 turnovers early on in this game. No assists in the ball game, so the Friars doing a good job playing on-ball defense. Friars just have one turnover. They had 16 turnovers in the last ball game. So when the Friars don't turn the ball over and get good looks, the way they play defense, they're going to stay in the ball game.
Friars are 1-3 against top 25 ranked ball clubs this season. They have 7 top 100 wins. They've had 10 top 25 wins over ranked teams over the last 4 years. This would be one you'd have to say would put at the top of their resume when you consider postseason, if they can do it.
They still have a long way to go to postseason, though. Even if they win this ball game, it'll be 8 wins. You can get ahead of yourself. But we got a difficult schedule remaining after this game. But this is a big game for the Friars. You have to get to 9 or 10 wins in conference play. Friars have 7 right now, so your goal is 1 at a time, obviously. But this Villanova team, they are 40 minutes of tough playing. And Villanova knows they have a tough game coming up. They're at Xavier the next ball game, so they know the importance of this game as well.
Nate Watson going to the free throw line for the first time tonight. 6'10 freshman from Arlington, Virginia, averaging 6.9 points per game, 70% from the foul line on the season. Friars as a team are back up over 70% shooting at the foul line this year. And Watson's first free throw of the night, line drives it in.
So important, hit those free throws, John. At 70% or better, you like to be at 80%. I remember that Friar team went to the Final Four with Billy Donovan. They shot 80% from the foul line, won a lot of close games.
Second shot, Watson, is also good. The Friars now matched their largest lead of the game at 7. They scored the first 7 points of the game. It's now 17-10. 11:33 on the clock of the first half. Brunson into the forecourt, cuts off a screen to the left. Bounce pass inside for DiVincenzo, and he throws up the runner and scores. Good backdoor cut.
Yeah, you worry about his 3, so he takes a nice backdoor play. This team will go a lot of backdoors to get rid of the overplay.
Cartwright into the forecourt to the right wing for Diallo. Diallo back to Kyron between the circles. Right there by Gillespie. Spins the top of the key. Gives it to Diallo to the foul line. Tries to dump it off underneath. Gives it off to Jackson, who swings it in on the jump hook. Missed the shot. Roundtree with a rebound. Now for Brunson. Brunson in transition. Behind the back with the dribble. A spin and a move and a score.
That's what is so difficult, John, in transition. Get them in a half-court set, you make them work. When they get in transition, they finish it off.
Brunson with 6. Just like that, Nova back within 3. Cartwright works his way into the forecourt. Takes the dribble toward the right side, looking at that Nova zone.
Back to the play man-to-man.
Back to the left wing now for Diallo. Diallo gets dribble penetration and an offensive foul called by Jeff Clark. And it's called on Jackson.
Setting a screen on the top of the zone there, trying to free him up.
First on Jackson, that's 4 on the Friars. Gillespie comes out, Bridges comes back in, Spellman also back in, and Pascal back in for Villanova. So Wildcats could tie on this possession. Friars have led from the start thus far. Here's DiVincenzo now between the circles, pushes right for Brunson, ball gets tipped out of bounds. Nova will keep it with 17 to shoot.
See, Diallo goes and plays the best play who was ever hot. Somebody gets hot, now he's on Brunson. You don't want Diallo getting fouls, though.
Looking for the inbounds to the right sideline. DiVincenzo tosses into the backcourt to Brunson. Brunson will cross the midcourt line with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Brunson to the top of the key, stops, bounces right. Pascal steps out against Bullock. Fakes the 3, penetrates, spins, goes to the right. Bullock stays right in front of him, goes up strong and scores. And a foul is called on Pascal.
Offensive foul with the off arm. He got away with 3 violations on that play. He traveled when he got the ball, then he traveled again when he spun, then he ran into Bullock and picked up the offensive foul.
And that's his second foul, so he goes to the bench. And freshman Jermaine Samuels at 6'5" from Franklin, Massachusetts, checks into the game. Lindsay also comes right back into the Friars and gives Diallo his first rest.
Well, Diallo's been terrific in this ball game. They put Lindsay in there for defense, obviously. You got to have one of those guys on the floor at all times.
Cartwright into the forecourt to Jackson in the right wing in front of the Nova bench. Back now front for Cartwright. Cartwright back out to Bullock, top of the key, swings it right for Jackson. Now to Bullock at top, goes left Cartwright. Gets an open 3, off the rim, no. Rebound Watson, back out to Jackson. He fires a 3. That's no good. Rebound loose on the floor. Spellman controls it.
Well, getting good looks. You got to knock those down in this game.
Wide open. Those are shots that Nova doesn't miss. Samuels holds on to the ball. Now for Bridges on the right side. Brings the dribble left to the top of the key. Now off the left side with the ball has DiVincenzo right in front of Ed Cooley. DiVincenzo gives it back off. Three-pointer is on the way. No good. Rebound Jackson for the Friars.
Good defense. Challenging every shot on the outside.
Samuels missed that shot. Jackson uses a high screen. Takes it all the way down the lane. Scoops it off the glass. Won't get it. Rebound taken away. Brunson takes it from behind away from Watson. Now Brunson drives all the way down the floor. Kicks it through the right wing. Bridges for three. No. And there's a rebound for Bullock.
Good D right there.
Friars pushing back the other way again for Cartwright. Cartwright stops, looks to the post. Out front for Rodney. Bullock, top of the key. Back out for Jackson, way far away from the basket. Gives it back to Kyron, who sets it up in the half-court offense.
Good D by Villanova getting back, and that's a...
Jackson drives into the lane, stops inside the foul line. Jumper up off the rim. It won't go in. Holy goodness.
Boy, they're getting good looks. You got to make those. I mean, those are important shots in this game.
And Brunson takes a layer out of the ball, slows it down into the forecourt. Bounce pass to the right side for Bridges. Uses a screen to the free throw line. Jumper up, jumper good.
Right-handers love to go left off that screen, get a little daylight, elevate, knock it down.
And we got a one-point game that is 6 unanswered points now for Villanova. 8:20 to go in the first half, 17-16 Friars. Cartwright left, uses a high screen right, cuts to the right, stops, back out for Bullock. He fires a deep three, in and out, it just won't stick for Rodney. Spellman with a rebound. Nova looking for their first lead of the night. DiVincenzo drives right, offensive foul! Cartwright got back to take the charge.
Good anticipation by Cartwright right there. That's 2 on DiVincenzo. Cartwright snuffed out that spin move, took it right in the chest.
So he picks up his second. That's team foul 5 on the Wildcats. Gillespie comes off the bench into the game. And Brunson also gets a rest. Roundtree comes back in. Friars bring Malik White into the game for the first time, and he's got it at the point, giving Cartwright the rest. Jackson has it right. Now up front for Bullock. Kicks it left for Malik. White, top of the key, Lindsey, comes right to Bullock. Bullock fakes the tray. Drives right. Drives inside. No good. Offensive foul called on Bullock. Well, they're just not giving the offensive players any benefit of the doubt on either side. And that's 2 fouls on Rodney Bullock. We get a timeout with 7:48 to go in the half. The pace and the shots have slowed considerably, and the Friars have a 1-point lead. This is Providence Friar basketball from Learfield.
Well, some stats here. Friars shooting 7 for 20 from the floor. 1 for 6 from three-point range. Look at Villanova, it's 7 for 13. 0 for 4 from three-point range. Rebounding battle, Villanova's winning that one 11-9, but 11 rebounds, 11 defensive rebounds. Villanova has no offensive rebounds, so the Friars are doing a good job of limiting them to just one shot. Friars have 9 rebounds, 2 of those offensive rebounds. The Friars are getting good looks, John. You got 20 shots up at the basket to just 13 for Villanova. Villanova has those 6 turnovers. The Friars have 3, but I was just mentioning you got to take advantage of Villanova when they're having a shooting slump. I mean, the Friars have had these droughts all year, but Villanova's going to have a spurt at some point in this game where everybody's making shots. So you'd like to have a lead when that happens. And the Friars have had opportunities to put the ball in. Hey, you can't complain about the effort or the looks they have. They had good looks. They just got to stop making shots.
Friars have hit only 2 of their last 13. And have been scoreless in the last 3:51 here in the half, while Nova has been on a 6-0 run.
Well, you got both Brunson and DiVincenzo out of the ball game now. This is when you can get after a little bit on Villanova.
Gillespie now will control it. Freshman guard from Warminster, Pennsylvania, has the ball to the right side for Bridges. Bridges now brings it top of the key, comes back right. Spellman fakes, he drives, and Thunder jams it home right there. And that's the first lead of the night for Villanova.
Nate's got to stay on his feet. You close out with your hands up on that one. You don't, but they're so concerned about giving up threes because Spellman's a good three-point shooter.
That's 8 unanswered points now for the Wildcats. They get their first lead with 7:33 to go in the first half. White hands off for Diallo. Diallo to the top of the key with a left-hand dribble, pushes it for Lindsey. Now a handoff for White as he curls back to the right. Feeds it on the high post. Jackson, right corner. Diallo airballs a 3. Ball is saved underneath, but stolen back by Spellman. Into the forecourt for Gillespie. Gillespie trips, saves the ball. Friars reach in, tie it up. And the arrow belongs to Villanova.
Gillespie's going to be a good player, but he's not ready right now to get quality minutes in a game like this.
And he comes out of the game, and Jalen Brunson checks right back in. Nate Watson comes out. Friars put
Guys go small now.
Small now.
Lindsey playing center.
Cartwright is back into the game.
You got Lindsey and Jackson in there as a forward. You got
Bridges looks for the inbound for the right sideline with 24 to shoot. Now for Brunson. Brunson's going to work against Malik White. So Brunson stops his dribble. High post comes to Spellman. Spellman drives on Lindsey down the lane with the left hand. Missed the shot. Lindsey got a piece of it. Jackson with a rebound. Now for Malik White. Back out to Jackson. Quick, deep three. Lindsey off the rim. It won't go, and Bridges rebounds.
That's a good look. That's his shot. But how about Lindsey playing Spellman? I mean, he's tough defensively. He can body up with him.
So Villanova again walks the ball into the forecourt. Friars have not scored now in 5 minutes. One of these scoring droughts we told you they had to avoid. Here's Brunson, top of the key, stops, goes to the right wing, finds Bridges. Now Bridges, look for someone to come help him. Drives to the right, gets down the corner, crosses over, back to the right elbow. Up high again, driving Samuels, leans in, got the shot, no, foul called on Diallo. No, it's called on Kyron, and that is 2 on Cartwright.
Well, Kyron's out there on Samuels. Samuels has a size advantage on him. Cartwright's got to stay in front of him. They shouldn't beat him off the dribble like that to pick up the foul.
And that will put the freshman, Jermaine Samuels, at the free throw line. Only averaging 1.5 points per game and just a 60% free throw shooter, but he spent much of this season with a broken bone in his left hand on the sidelines. He was still out. See, he's got his left hand heavily taped in black as he misses the free throw. He was out when the Friars played the Wildcats in January in Philadelphia. Khalif Young back in replacing Cartwright, who has to go out now with 2 fouls.
Well, it's tough when Cartwright picked up 2 at Villanova and the offense really bogged down. But, Villanova's playing zone defense, so you don't have to worry about too much of pressure D if they stay in the zone.
Samuels hits the second shot, and it's a 9-0 Nova run over the last 5:15. Right wing for Diallo. Diallo in the middle for Lindsey. Dumps it off left wing. Malik can open 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound. Diallo pokes it to himself. Goes up and he gets fouled.
He is such a good rebounder. And Gillespie was trying to box him up. And Diallo kept his hands up in the air where he wasn't pushing off and picks up the foul.
First on Gillespie. That's 6 on Nova. 1 more to go before the Friars shoot. Fresh shot clock for Providence at 30. Diallo will inbound baseline right of the basket. Inbounds comes to Malik in front of the Villanova bench. Takes the ball out front. Runs it at the point now for the Friars. Under 6 to play. 19-17 Nova. Wildcats on a 9-0 run.
Friars been stuck on 17. Seems like forever.
A long time. How about almost 6 minutes? Diallo muscles his way in. Goes out front for Jackson. Jackson fakes. Drives on Bridges. Gets into the lane. Kicks the ball back outside. And a foul is called on Bridges. And that will put the Friars at the foul line.
Good move by Jackson there, John. He doesn't like to take the 3. He'll take it if he's wide open reluctantly. And Bridges is probably their best defender. And he got him leaning forward and took him past him with the dribble. And Jackson's strong upper body. Gets some contact on Bridges. Picks up the foul.
So Jackson will go to the line for the first time. Hasn't scored yet in the ballgame. Averages 8.1 points, 4 rebounds off of the bench for the Friars in the season. He's averaged better than 12 points and 6 rebounds off of the bench for Providence over the last 10 games. And a free throw is good, and that snaps.
Nice to see the ball go through the hoop for the Friars.
Snaps a 6-minute and 2-second scoreless drought.
And the score's tied. Well, they're down 1 right now, but if he can make this one, they can tie it up after going up that big drought. That's pretty good.
And we're tied. It stops the 9-0 Nova run. Friars tied at 19 with 5:38 to go in the half. Brunson controls in the backcourt against Malik White. Uses a screen to get into the forecourt. The foul line, pulls up with a jumper short. Rebound poked out, chased down by Lindsey. Lindsey hands it off for Jackson. Jackson drives right, lobs it inside for Diallo. It's tipped away and stolen on the wing by Spellman. Long pass into the forecourt for Bridges, who dunks it home.
Well, you can't make those kind of mistakes. That was a bad pass by Jackson. Make a good defensive stop down this end. You can't give it away like that.
That's 6 points for Mikal Bridges for Nova in the half, and it's back to a 21-19 Nova lead. And even 5 minutes and a half to go. Lindsey up high, goes left for Malik. Malik now finds Jackson off the top of the key. Right wing for Diallo. Thought about the 3. Malik back out to Jackson, an open 3. No good. Long rebound tipped out and controlled by Samuels. Friars getting open looks and just can't knock it down.
Can't knock it down. I mean, every shot, they're making good looks. Just can't put it in.
Friars struggled from 3 in the loss to DePaul. Hit just 2 for 19 for the ball game against the Blue Demons. Dump off right side, Spellman. Step back, three-pointer up. No. Rebound, Jackson has it for the Friars.
Good rebound by Jackson right there.
Jackson into the forecourt. Diallo holds on and pushes to the center for Malik. 4:20 to go in the half. Friars trailing by 2. Malik gets the play call from Ed Cooley, looking over his right shoulder back at his head coach.
Now man-to-man right now. They're going to try to get the ball to Diallo.
Slow dribble to the right side, cuts to the right, stops, top of the key. Young goes left. Jackson wide open, finally hits a 3.
I like that confident stroke right there. Jackson couldn't wait to get the ball. He wanted to shoot it. Yells out to himself. Good shot right there. Good confidence.
And the Friars retake the lead by 1. 3:52 to go in the half. Brunson in the mid-floor circle. High screen set, cuts to the left. He fires a deep 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound controlled by Jackson.
Good box out by Young right there.
Pushing up the floor to Diallo. Diallo stops from 17. No! Rebound, Spellman. Back the other way comes Gillespie with the control from Villanova. Gillespie crosses across the mid-floor line and hands off for Brunson, who slows it down and looks over his left shoulder. Get a call from Jay Wright. Now he points to a spot off the top of the key, holding the ball on his right hip. Right wing for Bridges at the elbow. Back out front. Now Bridges with the dribble, right side for Gillespie. Now to the left side, hands off for Brunson, cuts to the right, gets into the lane, slashes off the rim, no!
Good move there, just missed the layup.
As the shot clock went off, Friars with the ball the other way. Diallo out front, Jackson gives it back to Malik. We're under 3 to play in the half, and the Friars hold on to a 1-point lead. Both losses this year, by the way, Villanova, they have trailed both of those games at halftime. Just so you thought you might want to know. Up high, White for 3, off the rim, no. And Samuels with a rebound. Again, a good look, nothing going. And Cooley, you can hear, not real happy with the Friars missing open shots as he pounds the table in front of us.
There's not a lot you can do about that. You got to keep taking them.
Brunson drives to the left, cut off by Malik White right in front of the Friar bench. Wants to post him up. Kicks the ball back outside for Gillespie with 10 to shoot. Now back to Brunson on the left side. Brunson tries to work his way around Malik into the lane with a fadeaway. Puts up a shot, no good. Rebound chased down, saved by the Friars. Here comes Diallo. Pushes to Jackson. Back to Diallo. Drives off the rim. No, it won't go. Rebound followed. No, they're going to run out the basket. He was out of bounds. Diallo came from out of bounds, back in bounds, and he hadn't established himself again, and that's why they rubbed out the basket.
Too bad. He made a nice move and missed the layup the first time, was able to get the rebound, but jumped out of bounds.
2:04 to go before half. Friars 22, Wildcats 21. This is Providence Friar basketball from Learfield.
Well, it's a good thing the Friars are playing defense in this one, John. They're only shooting 28% from the floor. They're 8 for 28, 2 for 12 from three-point range. Perfect from the foul line, 4 for 4. But Villanova's 9 for 21 from the floor at 42%, 0 for 6 from three-point range. I mean, I don't know the last time Villanova went a half without making the three-pointer. There's only 2 minutes to go here in the first half. But the Friars haven't been able to take advantage of what they're doing defensively to extend the lead in this ballgame. I feel like they should have about a 10-point lead, the looks they've had. But the amazing thing is they're playing the number 3 team in the country who's very, very good. They're shooting 28%, the Friars are, and they're up by 1 point right now.
How about this?
Because their defense has been solid.
Friars are 1 for their last 14 from the floor, and they lead the game.
They lead the game. Well, if you're not playing defense, you're down 20 at this point. So the defense has been very good, but at some point they got to stop putting the ball in the hole and reward themselves for playing that good D. You should have a double-digit lead against this Villanova team. You're able to have them go 0 for 6 from 3 and 9 for 21 from the floor. As DiVincenzo checks back into the ballgame, he's been out most of this half with 2 fouls.
Drew Edwards comes into the game for the Friars because you've got Kyron Cartwright on the bench with 2 fouls as well. So Drew checks in for the first time here with 2:04 to go before the half and a 22-21 Friar lead. Villanova scoreless in their last 3:15 on the clock. DiVincenzo walks it into the forecourt to our left. Edwards picks him up defensively. Wraparound pass to the right side for Bridges. Bridges gets dribble penetration in the lane, dumps it off for Spellman in the post. Missed the dunk, and the Friars got the ball.
Good play by Young. He came from behind that time, deflected it. That's why he couldn't dunk it.
And so Diallo now controls for the Friars. This has just been crazy. Diallo, 1:35 to go before the half, works toward the center of the floor between the circles, picked up by Bridges in a man setup. Now to the middle for Edwards. Edwards left side, Lindsey. Quick pass inside for Khalif. Off the rim, it won't go. Rebound tipped out. Diallo, his follow jumper, good!
Good job by Diallo finding that loose ball. He's always around the ball, but what a great play to get Young the shot. Got to finish it off, though.
8 points for Alpha in the half, and the Friars go up 3. As Brunson walks it into the forecourt yet again against Diallo. Hands off for Spellman. Spellman takes to the right side. Gives it to Bridges at the foul line cutoff. Back out to DiVincenzo. Now bout for Spellman. Spellman drives the lane. Puts the shot up. Won't get it. Edwards is called for the foul.
Well, Edwards had to come over and help out there as the Friars were picked off in the weave there by Villanova. The Friars aren't getting don't want anybody to beat them on the three-point line. So when they turn the corner, that's where they have to get some help. And Edwards there jumped in but picked up the foul.
First on Edwards. That is team foul 7 on the Friars, but it's 2 shots anyway for Omari Spellman, who's 0 for 2 thus far from the line and has just 2 points here in the half. 68% shooter on the season. He makes that one. And the Wildcats will bring Samuels back to the game. Jermaine Samuels take DiVincenzo out with the 2 fouls and 57.9 on the clock. One more for Spellman at the line, who's wearing the mask over his face, and the shot is in and out and stays.
Little shooter's roll right there.
We got a 1-point game again at 24-23. Friars with the lead on the ball. Edwards will work it into the forecourt, so he's at the point right now. This is what he's had to do when the Friars had injury troubles earlier this season. He has to come in off the bench as basically the third point guard. Diallo goes left side again for Edwards. Left corner. Lindsey gets off the 3. Yes!
Great shot by Lindsey. No hesitation at all. Nice bounce pass by Edwards in the corner. Lindsey takes it up right in rhythm.
Ball gets away from Brunson, picks it up across the mid-floor line, and Nova calls time with 28.6, so use it or lose it. 30-second timeout here for Jay Wright and the Wildcats.
Smart move there by Brunson. You see what he did right there? He let the ball roll all the way to midcourt so the shot clock would wind down under 30, so they would get the last shot in the half.
Well, that's because he's a savvy player, and that's one of the reasons why he probably won't play college ball after this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very good player. But, you know, the Friars went for the quick shot there. They tried to get the quick shot. They get Lindsey in the corner. He knocks down the 3, but they need to get a stop here. You like to get a nice stop. You just mentioned, John, that Villanova's 0-2 when they have a halftime deficit.
Well, they're actually 3-2, but their only 2 losses of the year. They trailed at halftime.
Well, good opportunity. They'll be trailing in this one as well if you want to use an omen. But Friars need to play solid defense. No cheap fouls right here. I worry about Diallo and Lindsey picking up fouls. I think Lindsey has 1 foul in the ball game. Diallo doesn't have any. So that's good because they can be aggressive defensively in the second half.
Villanova scoreless in the last 4:49 of this half. They've missed their last 5 shots from the floor. Actually, I should say no field goals in the last 4:49 because Spellman just hit those 2 free throws in the last possession. But scoreless from the floor in the last 4:49. They'll inbound the ball. Gillespie into the backcourt to Brunson, who looks over at his bench. And he'll bring it across the mid-floor line with 1 second difference between the clocks.
Friars in a zone right now.
20 to shoot.
Probably after the first pass, they'd probably switch it up, but we'll see.
Brunson pulls it out against Edwards and just puts the ball between his hands and dribbles the clock down to 10. Now moves with 9, with 8 to the right side. Hands off. Fadeaway 3. No good. Young with a rebound, and Ed Cooley calls a timeout with 4. No, a foul?
No, timeout.
Oh, he calls
Jalen Lindsey blocked that shot by DiVincenzo on the 3. The Friars get the ball. Use it or lose it, John, with 4.2 seconds to go.
So they used the timeout. Shot was blocked. DiVincenzo put up a fadeaway. Friars came down with the ball. Jackson called the timeout with 4.2 to see if they can get a shot off here.
Well, they're putting Kyron in the ball game now. Get the ball to him and get it up the floor. Kyron has to make sure he doesn't pick up any cheap offensive foul, but they get him the ball. He can get down the floor and back in 4 seconds. So they should be able to get a good look here. Look for the Friars, maybe find Lindsey coming off a screen with a catch and shoot. He's made 2 3-pointers in the ball game so far. If the defense goes out on him, you can get something inside the Diallo. I think they'll get a good look. Ed Cooley usually does a good job of calling plays out of the huddle. We'll see if they get a good look here.
We'll see who he decides to put back into the game. You've had Bullock and Cartwright on the bench most of the first half here.
Well, Cartwright's in the game now. He just checked
Cartwright's
in.
Cartwright's back in, and Bullock's back in as well. So you got Lindsey, Bullock, Young, Diallo, Cartwright. There's your original 5 back on the floor for this last 4.2 seconds.
So they're checking the clock to make sure as how many seconds are on there to double check when they call the timeout.
The Friars do have to go the full length of the floor here. They're going to put a second and a half back, Joe. It's 5.6 on the clock. So 5.6. Friars still have to go the full length of the floor. Jackson will inbound, and he lets it roll to Cartwright. Nobody comes to get him. Now Cartwright picks it up, mid-floor line with 4. The Lindsay with 3. Left side, deep 3 on the way. Off the rim, no good. And there's the buzzer.
I knew they wanted to go to Lindsay. He's made 2 of them out there, but good defense right there by Villanova. Lindsay's not going to take the ball on the dribble, so they get up on him and make him take a tough fall away.
And a surprisingly low-scoring first half here at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. 27-23. Providence leads third-ranked Villanova at the half. More coming up, and this is Providence Friar basketball from Learfield. John Rooke, Joe Hassett, Dunkin' Donuts Center, second half. Providence, third-ranked Villanova, 27-23. Friars over the Wildcat. Are you surprised at all at the pace and tempo of this game and as low scoring as it was in the first half?
Well, when you play defense like that, you usually have low-scoring games, John. And Friar defense has been the hallmark. When they win ball games, they lock you down on defense. And that's why it's a low-scoring game so far. Villanova's had a tough time getting good looks themselves, and they haven't been able to put points on the board. But this first 5 minutes of this half is extremely important. The Friars did a good job in 5-minute segments. You get those 5-minute timeouts. Well, they need to have a good, strong start here the second half. You don't want to give up all that hard work you did defensively in that first half and fall behind in the first 5 minutes of this one. The Friars get the ball first, get something good here.
We'll see what kind of a play they might have drawn up in the locker room on the opening possession of the half. Friars in the white. They got the pink stripes on the uniforms with the pink sneakers tonight for breast cancer awareness. Going over the road, dark blue. Providence opens up with the ball. We've started the second half. Friars go basket to our left on the radio. Diallo right wing against Nova's man-to-man. And there's an alley-oop underneath for Young, but he got defended and pushed out of the box, and Nova comes up away with the ball. Here's Brunson in transition. Drives and scores.
You see, you can't throw that pass. Alpha throws that pass. Khalif's not open. You don't throw that if he's not open.
And the lead like that cuts down to 2, and it's Jalen Brunson leading the way for Villanova.
Well, they get their points in transition. That's where they're really difficult.
Right side for Diallo. Up high is Bullock. Bullock between the circles comes left. Underneath, they find Young, who goes up strong. Got fouled by Spellman.
Good pass.
Khalif will have to earn it at the free throw line.
Good pass right there to get it inside it. Villanova started off man-to-man first possession, then they played zone that possession there. They find Khalif Young on the baseline. He's got to go up there and tomahawk that thing, try to jam it home.
And Khalif's only a 47% free throw shooter.
Well, you got to win games like this. You got to make free throws.
And the first one bounces and stays.
It's always a bonus if you get something out of him on the foul line.
He's hit now 13 of his last 33 from the line. And his second shot is on the way, and no good. Big brick there. DiVincenzo with a rebound. And the Friar lead is 3 at 28-25. We're in the opening minute of the second half. Here's Brunson walking it into the forecourt. To our right go the Wildcats here in the second half on the radio. Bridges in front of his bench, out high to Spellman. Bridges catch and shoot 3 off the back iron, no good. Rebound poked out to DiVincenzo. Brunson fakes it, drives, gets cut off. Left wing for Spellman. Spellman on that left corner, backs his way down in. Kicks the ball out right side for Bridges, goes back door, dumps it off for Spellman, who gets fouled and puts it home.
And Diallo picks up the foul. That's a big play right there. That's the first offensive rebound that Villanova's gotten in this ball game, and they turn it into a possible three-point play opportunity.
First foul on Alpha. Spellman just used his upper body strength and muscled that one in. It went off the glass and in. Spellman now with 6 points. Has a chance to complete the three-point play and tie the score. Takes his time at the line, lets it fly. Off the rim, no good. Friars with a rebound, and they hold on to a 1-point lead.
I know it's early in the game here in the second half, but Friars need to score here. They don't want one of those droughts again with this Villanova club.
Cartwright looks over at his bench to get the play call as he has the ball dribbling it in the mid-floor circle. He'll work on Brunson toward the right sideline. Wants a clear through. Young's going to come out high and set the screen. And Cartwright rubs off the left side of that. Now drives on Brunson, gets into the lane, turns around with a jump shot off the rim, no good. Young, offensive rebound, kicks it out for Lindsay, fires the 3.
Oh yeah, great rebound by Khalif Young. He finds Lindsay to knock down that three-pointer. You know how important Lindsay is when he's on the floor, John, defensively and making threes.
And a huge offensive board for Khalif Young, and the Friars are back up 4. Brunson crosses over to the right side, gets cut off by Diallo. Hands off for Bridges, bounces out for DiVincenzo. Goes to the left sideline, penetrates down to the baseline, brings the ball back into the lane, turnaround 10-footer, good for DiVincenzo.
Well, he's so strong and he elevates so well. And he had Cartwright on him. He knows he could take him off the dribble and jump over him.
He's got 6, back to a 2-point game. Up high with the ball, Cartwright swings it right, Diallo for 3, off the back iron. Lindsay, offensive rebound, snatches it out of midair. Cartwright fakes the 3, goes up for the 3, hits the 3!
Great job by Lindsay getting that rebound, involved again. It finds Cartwright. Cartwright knocks down the 3. That'll get his stroke going from the outside.
Just 5 points for Kyron, and the Friar lead grows to 5 with 17:25 to go. Brunson walks it into the forecourt, has a left-hand dribble. Now works his way to the top of the key. Moves to the left side, stops, bounces underneath Spellman. Missed the dunk, but it goes in and counted.
Nice pass by Brunson right there in the pick and roll.
Foul is called on Khalif Young. That's his first of the ball game.
But I'm watching Jay Wright yell at Brunson. I mean, they're having a little conversation right there. And Jay's yelling at Brunson. I haven't seen that all yet. Brunson's not happy. He's looking over at DiVincenzo, mumbling.
Spellman has a chance to complete the three-point play, missed the free throw, and Lindsay grabs the rebound. Friars lead is 3. Into the forecourt, Cartwright on the right sideline, crosses to the middle, gets into the lane, leans in, jumper up, off the back iron, won't go. Rebound saved under the basket by Spellman.
That's a good look, too, by Cartwright.
Sure was. Pass to Pascal. Pascal drives right, steps in the lane, back to Spellman, who drives, and Diallo ties him up. And the possession arrow belongs to Villanova.
Boy, that's a good big play by Diallo. Took a chance right there. He just picked up his first foul, but he wrapped up Spellman going to the basket there. Nice play.
Good strength by Diallo. 22 to shoot. Nova will inbound from the baseline to the right of the basket. 16:51 to go. Friar lead is 34-31. So it will be DiVincenzo to inbound. It looks under the basket for the first option. Has to flip it out on the perimeter to Brunson. Brunson fires the 3. No, off the back iron. Rebound tapped out over the back. Foul called on Omari Spellman.
And Spellman takes his mask off. He's so upset. Great box out there by Bullock. Knows he had the big fella on his back. Just rode him out of there. Spellman tried to go get the offensive rebound. Picks up the foul.
2 fouls on Spellman. Friars with the ball and a 3-point lead. And Cartwright will take his time, bringing it right to left into the forecourt. Across the mid-floor line, up high for Bullock. Hands off for Diallo. Now bounces left. Cartwright. Cartwright works to the basket on Brunson. Pulls up with a fadeaway. Got it! And one! And Brunson pulled him over right in front of the bench.
Well, Cartwright gave Brunson a little bit of his own medicine right there. Jumped into him, created the contact, and gets the score. I like that. Get Cartwright going right here. If he can get going offensively and be aggressive, make Brunson play defense, that'll take away from Brunson's offense as he checks out right now.
To play a guy like Jalen Brunson, you got to be a little cocky.
Well, you got to make him play defense. That's what you got to do. And Cartwright took it right to him right there, being physical.
So Cartwright gets to go to line for the 3-point play.
There's a little edge out here on the floor now as Villanova's not used to getting physically beat up. The Friars are taking it to him a little bit.
Cartwright misses the free throw. Friars lead by 5, 36-31. 16:25 to go as DiVincenzo now runs it at the point. Bridges lost it. Picked up by Lindsay. Now for Diallo. Diallo attacks to the right side. Dumps it off for Bullock. Bullock kicks it out to Cartwright. Oh, my goodness. Oh, three is good. Holy moly. That was a 30-footer. Timeout, Nova.
Boy, great ball movement right there by the Friars off the turnover and get a three-pointer on the trailer from Cartwright. Cartwright's in the zone right now. Feed that dog.
Nova calls the time, 16:12 to play. Friars 39, Wildcats 31. This is Providence Friar basketball from Learfield.
Well, you get Cartwright going, John. We saw it happen when he gets that offense going at St. John's this year. He had 21 points and 15 assists. Right now he's rolling. He scored the last 8 points for the Friars in the last 1 minute and 20 seconds. Now you get Cartwright involved. You get Lindsay knocking down threes. Lindsay's taken 5 shots in the game, all 3-pointers, and he's made 3 of them. Diallo playing good, solid defense. Friars doing a good job, again, consistent on the defensive end, holding this Villanova team to just 44% for the game, but Friars extending the lead, even though Villanova shooting 4 for 6 here in the second half. Friars are 4 for 7 themselves. They're doing a good job of converting a turnover.
But the Friars are also 3 for 4 from three-point range in the second half. Nova 0 for 2 in the half, 0 for 9 from 3 in the ballgame. That can't last.
No, that can't last, but you got to make them take challenge shots. That's what you have to keep doing. Friars 6 for 18 from three-point range. And Cartwright making a big one right there.
It will be Villanova basketball. 39-31 Friars. This is their largest lead of the game with 16:10 to go. And the freshman, Colin Gillespie, checked in at a guard spot. They move Brunson off guard. Gillespie has the ball between the circles. Now penetrates the left, gets caught off by Cartwright. He'll drive down the left side of the lane, goes up underneath. It's caught in no man's land, steps up, banks it in, and count the foul! Oh my goodness! Great move stepping inside of Cartwright, and Kyron picks up his third.
Terrible defense right there by Cartwright. I mean, Gillespie shouldn't even be in the game. He's not ready for prime time, and Cartwright bails him out right there and picks up a cheap one. And Coach Cooley says, how you call a foul on that one? My guy's a senior, been in this league all the time, and Gillespie shouldn't even be out there.
Timeout. Officials timeout on the floor. Lead has been cut to 6. This is Providence Friar basketball from Learfield.
Well, that was a big play there, the last play where Cartwright picks up his third foul, and he's been rolling. We've mentioned how he scored 8 straight points for the Friars. And ironically, that play there, they tried to get the ball to Brunson, but Diallo wouldn't let him get it. Good defensive play by Diallo, but unfortunately Gillespie had no place to go. He had to go one-on-one, and he beat Cartwright off the dribble, and Cartwright picks up the foul. But he's going to stay in the ball game with 3 fouls.
So a bit of a tactical move. Could be a good one, could be a dangerous one. We don't know. 15:54 to play. And Cartwright, who has scored 8 of the 12 Friar points here in the second half, stays in with those 3 fouls.
Well, you know, he's a veteran player. He has to realize, you know, he can't pick up that cheap Falkland. But as long as Gillespie's in the game, Gillespie's really not ready for prime time, I don't believe. He made a good move right there, but he's been a little bit overwhelmed in his game so far. And if he's going to guard Cartwright can take him to school, because Gillespie is going to be a good player, but he's not ready yet.
Well, if you're Villanova, you might want to design a couple of plays to go right at Kyron.
Oh, absolutely. Whoever Gillespie's playing, I'm going at him.
Gillespie the foul line, 63% from the line for the freshman, averaging just 4.3 points per game. That was his first basket of the night. And the freshman free throw is good, gets the 3-point play. And Villanova pulls back within 5. It's 39-34. And we got 15:50 to go here in the second half of the Dunkin' Donuts Center in downtown Providence.
Well, Gillespie's on Lindsey, and Lindsey's not a post-up guy.
So Cartwright takes it left side against Jalen Brunson. Stops, lobs it down low for Diallo, in and out of his hands.
That's not a good pass right there, but Diallo's got to catch it first. He tried to reach out and get position, but you got to make sure you get the ball if it's not a good pass.
7th turnover of the game for the Friars. And here comes Brunson into the forecourt. Left side, Bridges. Curls to the right, hands off. DiVincenzo deep 3, no good, missed it. Rebound, Khalif Young. 0 for 10 are the Wildcats now from deep. Cartwright pulls up, 2-pointer on the way and good. He's put on the line.
Stay in the game, baby. Don't pick up that 4th foul. Just keep your offense going.
That's 10 second half points, 12 for the game for Kyron Cartwright. And the lead is back to 7.
He's playing like a 2-guard right now. He's looking for a shot.
Brunson crosses over on Diallo, gets in the lane. Diallo had a steal. Instead, they're going to call a block as he created contact again with Diallo on the drive.
Well, Brunson's going to do that. He wants to get to the basket. They're going to take away the 3-point. That's the 2nd foul on Diallo.
Khalif Young comes out, and the Friars bring Isaiah Jackson into the game off of the bench for the first time here in the half. Villanova will inbound from the baseline with 20 on the shot clock. Ball goes underneath Gillespie, and Gillespie scores off the glass.
The Friars just look confused out there defensively on that inter-bounce play. I mean, either you're playing zone or man-to-man. You can't give up a layup.
That's 5 for Gillespie, better than his average, and it's a 5-point game. Cartwright comes to the left with a drive. Now passes back right. Gillespie comes up with a steal. Gillespie takes it away, drives on Lindsey. Lindsey blocks it. Cartwright comes away with it. Here's Kyron driving left, hands off to Lindsey. Lindsey feeds off underneath, pass goes to the right side, and the ball is stolen back by Brunson. And Brunson has to wait up for some help to get it into the forecourt.
Turnovers. Those turnovers kill you.
Brunson drives the right, hands off DiVincenzo, gets to the center, gets cut off by Bullock, back out front, right side Brunson, drives on Cartwright, wants to post him up, offensive foul on Brunson!
Boy, that's a big play right there.
Wow.
That could have been Cartwright's fourth, but Brunson, he likes to use that off arm just like DiVincenzo to free himself up, and he picks up the foul right there.
Second on Brunson, 4 on the Wildcats here in the second half. Mikal Bridges comes back into the game, and Brunson will take a seat.
Jay White working the officials down there. Yeah, you call that weak one on Cartwright when Gillespie's on him. You got to call that hook right there. Brunson gets away with that a lot because he's got a great lower body strength. He was able to turn the corner a lot on guys, but he uses that off arm to get there.
Friars with the ball, 5-point lead, 14-15 to play. Cartwright across the mid-floor line. Works on Gillespie. Goes right off the dribble. Goes up the bank shot. No! Offensive foul called on Cartwright.
That's your guy Potter. That's the guy who did the Marquette game here. It was overtime game. That's a killer. Cartwright scored. Now he picks up his fourth foul on that play with Gillespie on him. Gillespie can't guard anybody out here.
Cartwright comes out of the game with 14:09 to go, picking up his fourth foul and rubs out the basket. Goodness. Here's Gillespie to the top of the key. Bounces right, loose on the floor. Picked up by Bullock. Bullock comes up with a loose ball. Now the Friars have got to be careful. Here's Bullock, left wing. It'd be nice to see him get scoring. He drives left, lays it up, score!
Good move there by Bullock with the left hand.
Just his second basket of the game, and the lead is back to 7.
Boy, not having Cartwright in there, was playing unbelievably well offensively.
Can't imagine he'll stay out for too much longer, Joe.
If they have the lead, they'll keep him out as long as you can.
Left side for Bridges on the left sideline against Jackson. Dribble penetrate down to the baseline. Looks underneath, comes cross court, finds Gillespie top of the key. Turns to the right, turns to the left, lost the ball, picks up the ball, picked up on the floor. Flyers scrambling for it. Villanova comes away with it. Bridges with a 3. That's it.
Unbelievable.
Bridges nails the first tray of the game for Villanova with 13:12 to go in the second half. And Nova calls a timeout after the made basket.
Man, that was a turnover waiting to happen. Friars, 3 guys had the ball. They couldn't get it. Gillespie should have turned it over. He ends up throwing it out to Bridges, knocks down the 3. That's such a bad call by Potter on the other end. I mean, he was awful.
I'm not sure what they announced. I have no idea. The officials came over and
Ed Corbett, who was yelling at somebody,
and asked Frank Carpano, the public address, to announce here. I don't even know that the timeout was called. Was the timeout even called? The players are actually out on the floor, and I'm assuming that was a 30-second timeout for Villanova. After the made 3 by Mikal Bridges. Nova was 0 for their first 10 from downtown, and that was a mistake, a turnover waiting to happen, and somehow Bridges popped out with the ball and canned a 3 from the left wing. Now Ed Corbett and Jay Ryder having words as Villanova comes out of their huddle. Wow, and now Ed Cooley's having some words with Ed Corbett as well. Friars with the ball, the lead has been cut down to 4.
I don't know what happened in that exchange, but there's a lot of upset people.
Malik White running it at the point now with Cartwright on the bench with 4 fouls. Malik works it to the right side. Friar lead again cut down to 4 after that made 3 by Bridges. Already down to 14 to shoot. Looks for the pass inside. There's Bullock.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't a foul on that one. What a great executed play right there by Coach Cooley. Gets the ball up to Diallo. Bounce pass to the baseline.
But Diallo got the pass from White, and then he gave it to Bullock for the stuff inside. Friars back up by 6. DiVincenzo has it on the left wing. Passes right to Pascal. Fakes the trade. Drives, and a foul called on Bullock for a hold.
Well, Bullock's worrying about the 3-pointer. That's his 3rd foul on Bullock. As Pascal pump faked on the 3. And got him leaning forward to create some contact.
That's the 6th team foul on the Friars. 1 more to go before bonus time. DiVincenzo with 20 on the clock. Gets the ball right side. Has it on the sideline. Back to Gillespie in front of his bench. Now he feeds the post to Spellman. Spellman turns around. Stolen! Diallo poked it away. Jackson comes up with a loose ball. Jackson to Bullock on the right wing. Comes cross court. Finds Diallo in front of the Providence bench. Back out front with Jackson. Hands off for Malik. Now Malik takes it to the left toward the Providence bench. Back up top for Diallo. Fakes the tray. Drives by Spellman. Kicks the ball off to the right corner. Penetration. Bullock goes up and gets tacked.
That's what Bullock's got to do, John. He's going to the glass trying to slam everything. That time there he picks up the foul. Good pass by Diallo as he has Spellman on him. Spellman can't guard him far away from the basket. Beat him off the dribble. Got some help defense. Got it over to Bullock, who went strong to the basket.
Bridges called for the foul, his second. That's team foul 5, but it's a 2-shot foul for Bullock, and the free throw is good for Rodney. He now has 7 points in the game, averaging 74% for the line on the season. Cosby Roundtree checks back in, and Jalen Brunson wasn't out long. He's back in for the Wildcats. Here comes Drew Edwards getting ready to come in for the Friars. Bullock's second shot of the line is no good, in and out.
Come on, Rodney, you got to make every point count.
46-39, and we go under 12 minutes to play. Brunson looks right, traveled. He picked up his pivot foot and traveled with the ball.
And Lindsey created that. He was playing the off guard, and DiVincenzo overplayed and picked up the turnover. Great defense by Lindsey.
Timeout, 11:55 to go. Friars 46, Wildcats 39. This is Providence Friar basketball from Learfield. John and Joe at the dunk, 11:55 to play. Friars holding on to a 7-point lead.
Boy, you talk about the good defense that the Friars and Villanova have been playing in the game, John. But in the second half, look at these shooting stats. Villanova 7 for 11 from the floor at 63%. We felt like they would start to heat it up at some point.
They have.
But the Friars are 7 for 10 in the second half at 70%. So
I don't get
Friars are at 40% for the game. Villanova's at 47%. But the turnover's the key. Friars have 10 in the game already, and I don't like seeing that. But Villanova has 11, so the Friars have been able to take advantage of those 11 turnovers by Villanova. But, you know, you got to play good, solid defense. Cartwright's out of the ball game now with the 4 fouls. Malik White needs to do a good job handling the ball at the point. Mostly zone defense, though, by Villanova.
See how the Friars creatively try to attack that zone and not become predictable. So big minutes coming here for Friars sophomore Malik White.
Well, you know who's kind of come out of his coma a little bit is Bullock. I mean, Bullock, he's been absent for a number of games. In the last couple of possessions, he's been strong with the ball. Just
21 points total in his last 3 games for Rodney. He has 7 so far here tonight. Friars with the basketball and a 7-point lead. They led by 4 at halftime. White crosses the mid-floor line, in control of it at the point now for Providence against Jalen Brunson.
Man-to-man.
Hands off left for Diallo, feeds the high post Jackson. Jackson bounce pass backdoor, and Bullock slips.
He had him, too.
He had him backdoor on the pass, and he just slipped to the floor.
He took his eye off the ball because he had him beat. He was looking up at the basket for a dunk. That was a great setup right there. They had a dunk on that if he catches the ball.
Well, the play call was good, but the execution was hurt by the sweat on the floor as they dry it up now under the basket.
I tell you what, Ed Cooley does a great job of setting up plays out of a timeout. I mean, they had Rodney right there because Villanova's overplaying everything. You can get back doors.
So Nova with the basketball, and the 11th Friar turnover of the ball game. Brunson looks at his coach, gets the play call, has the left-handed dribble up between the circles, now drives to the right, poked away! Jackson with a steal! Jackson with a drive! Jackson left-hand, score! And one!
Action!
Jackson! Jackson does it again!
What a great defensive play by Jackson. You don't see Brunson get stripped like that at all. He just tipped it away to himself and took it down the floor for the score. Unbelievable play by Jackson.
It was almost like he knew what Brunson was going to do. That might be scouting right there.
Well, his such long arms on Jackson. He's very good defensively. He just tipped it to himself. When you're a good defensive player, you play against a guy who likes to cross over in front of you. The defensive player has an advantage in those situations where he can tip the ball away. Brunson's been getting away with it. Not that time.
Spellman and Pascal back again. So Nova's got their 5 starters back in the game. As Jackson now with 7 points. Makes the free throw. He's got 8 for the game. And the Friar lead is 10 for the first time in the ballgame. Largest lead over third-ranked Villanova. Brunson between the circles. Works left on Malik. Backdoor pass, and Bridges scores and gets fouled.
Man.
And it's Diallo picks up his 3rd.
You know, the Friars have been setting them up all game with backdoors, and then Diallo gets beat on the backdoor on that one. You can't let that happen. That's his 3rd foul. Friars have some serious foul troubles now with 11 minutes to go here in in the half.
And Villanova goes into the bonus with 11:16 to go in the half. Bullock right back into the game. Drew Edwards, who was in for about a minute and a half, comes right back out.
Well, if Coach Cooley can get people, I know it's offense, defense, it's kind of early to be doing it, but you got to have guys on the floor late.
Bridges hits the free throw. He's got 12 points to lead the Wildcats in scoring.
Great three-quarter court trap right now. First time we've seen this from Villanova.
1-2-2 pressure. White. Now Jackson across the mid-floor line to the right side. Back to Malik. Prior lead cut to 7 again. Got to keep the pressure on the Wildcats and try to take the ball to the hoop. Ball gets away. Tucked in the backcourt. Pascal has a steal. Pascal on the drive, and he scores.
You got to protect the ball with this team. They're going to come out after it on the defensive end. Fry's lazy with that ball. Malik White's got to be stronger with the ball.
And Cooley calls timeout, and yep, he's got some choice words for Malik White.
This is not having Cartwright on the floor kills you, but if you can keep this lead, you can keep Cartwright on the floor, on the bench longer, and then put him in there with maybe 5 or 6, 7 minutes to go in the game.
So a 30-second timeout call for the Friars. 10:54 to go. Providence has 2 timeouts left, and you've got the 2 official timeouts. Nova has 1 left. Friars have 17 fouls. Nova has 6. So, in effect, both teams are already in the bonus with just under 11 minutes to play. And the lead has now been halved. It was 10. It's now 5 at 49-44.
Well, the Friars have been doing a good job of taking advantage of the aggressive defense by Villanova. They were on their heels in that possession. When they've been coming out of timeouts, they do the backdoor plays because Villanova attacks. Now Villanova's in that three-quarter court pressure again. It looks like Bridges is going to be on the point of that. He's very good at the point of that trap.
Jackson inbounds to Malik White. Bridges does play the top of that trap in the backcourt. Pressure from Nova. And White measures his steps, gets across the midfloor line with a between-the-legs dribble. Takes the ball to the left side toward his own bench against Mikal Bridges. Now White wants a screen set. Lindsey sets it. Cuts to the right. Cuts back to left. Takes it to the basket. Goes up and under. And fakes out Spellman and misses the layup. Oh, my goodness. What a move.
Great move. Just missed the layup.
He just blew the layup as he had Spellman out of his socks. And a three-pointer is good for Eric Pascal.
Just like that. I mean, this team here is very explosive, as we know.
And it's a 2-point game. And here comes Cartwright off of the bench with 4 fouls, ready to come back in with 10 minutes to go. An 8-0
run.
Villanova run. Friars had a 10-point lead. Here's Malik with the ball out near the midcourt circle. 13 to shot clock. We dip under 10 to play. Lindsey feeds Bullock in the post. Bullock fakes Spellman. Jams it!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good move there by Bullock. He got Spellman up in the air and took it to the basket and slammed it home. Got to play the D now.
9 for Bullock. Friars stop the 8-0 Wildcat run. Go back up by 4. Brunson walks it into the forecourt. Left side. Bridges, now Bridges comes to the right, stops, looks, DiVincenzo, right corner, Pascal fakes the 3. Brunson gets off a deep 3, off the mark, rebound, Diallo controls it.
Good job by Diallo, boxing out right there.
Got to keep the pressure up and score again here. Diallo, left side, Bullock for 3.
Yes! Oh, Rodney's in the zone. Welcome back, Rodney, with that confidence going.
Rodney Bullock hands the 3, Friars back up by 7. Into the forecourt, DiVincenzo has it between the circles. Measured steps left wing, Bridges. Bridges for a deep 3, doesn't hit it, but the whistle blew before the shot. And a foul is called on Malik White.
That'll be free throws for
Villanova. Should be a 1-and-1. As White picks up his first foul and comes out of the game as Cartwright comes back in with 4 fouls. And 9:02 left on the clock.
I don't know. I might take Cartwright back out of the game here. Friars have that lead. I'd like to protect him a little bit more.
Brunson hasn't tried a free throw tonight. On the season, he's 80% from the line. Has 8 points. Last 2 games, he scored 55 for the Wildcats. And his first free throw attempt, 1-and-1 here at the line. On the way, and good.
Well, Brunson's a really good foul shooter.
80%, as we said. Villanova's a team second in the Big East at just over 76%. But tonight at the foul line, Wildcats are just 8 for 13.
I think they're going to go offense, defense with Cartwright. Now they're going to have the ball here if they can get him in the game. You know, if there's a dead ball, you take him out. He's got to play defense.
Brunson hits them both. He's got 10 points for the game. Cartwright in the backcourt. Bounces, steps through the double team. Diallo back to Cartwright as he crosses the mid-floor line. 5-point game, 8:52 to play. Cartwright up high for Lindsey. Lindsey now middle, Diallo left wing. Cartwright drives on Brunson. Bounce pass underneath.
Oh, what a pass by Cartwright. Thread the needle right there. Only Bullock could catch that one.
12 for Bullock in the half, 14 for the game. Welcome back, Rodney. Friars back up 7. Brunson, mid-floor circle. Now looks to attack. High screen set. Cuts to the right. Looks back to the left. Pascal, deep three on the way. Off the mark. Rebound, Jackson.
Great D by Bullock right there.
Here's Cartwright controlling in the forecourt. Stops, pops for 3. Off the iron, no. And the rebound controlled. Bridges pushes up the floor. Right wing Bridges to Brunson.
Stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds in front of his bench.
Boy, oh boy. That's where Villanova's very good. They get those long rebounds. They push it up the floor. But Friars getting back on D. Now they're going to take Cartwright out right now. Get him a little blow. I mean, hey, they're up 7. You can milk some more minutes with the lead. With that 4 fouls.
So Diallo into the forecourt with the ball.
2-3 zone now by Villanova.
DiVincenzo picks him up on that side of the right side of the zone. Now he walks it back to the left side. Under 8 to play. Up high with the ball, Jackson. Fakes on DiVincenzo. Backs it out between the circles. Now 11 to shoot. Redward's back into the game, controls it. Against DiVincenzo was 7. Left side, Jackson gets off the 3. Off the rim, no. On the rebound, Bridges.
That wasn't a good offensive set, but
DiVincenzo, quick pass to forecourt, attacks the basket. Missed the layup. Rebound, fought for Bridges, pulled it away from Edwards, and Bridges gets the deuce.
Too bad, man. Great defense by Lindsey right there to challenge that shot by DiVincenzo. And Edwards had the rebound, but Bridges just pulled it away from him.
11 points for Bridges in the half, 17 for the game to lead Villanova, and it's a 5-point game again at 56-51. Diallo, top of the key. Edwards, right side. Jackson for 3. Yes!
Oh, action. Shooting with confidence. Good pass here by Edwards in the zone.
That's 11 for Jackson in the game. Lead is back to 8, and we're under 7 minutes left. Brunson into the forecourt. Cut off by Diallo. Bounce pass to the right side. Bridges takes it down to the baseline. And a block is called on Jackson.
Well, Jackson tried to guess there, but Bridges got him one step on him. Fight him over the top of the screen.
That's the second foul on Jackson. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Villanova after the timeout with 6:53 remaining. Providence 59. Third-ranked Villanova 51. This is Providence Friar basketball from Learfield.
Well, stats here in the second half, John. The Friars 12 for 18 from the floor at 66%, and that's to get their percentage up to 44. That's how poorly they shot in the first half at 31%. Villanova 11 for 18 in the second half, and they're at 49% for the game. It's a whale of a game to watch. Friars have done a very good job so far of taking away that three-point shot by Villanova. They're only 2 for 14. A team that you mentioned, they take 47% of their field goal attempts are three-pointers. They've taken 41 shots in this game, and only 14 have been three-pointers. So the Friars have taken away that three. They've done a good job defensively on the ball all ball game. They need to keep it up.
Go RVing is a proud partner of Coaches versus Cancer in the three-point challenge. Visit threepointchallenge.org today to make your pledge for every three-pointer your school makes during this year's Coaches versus Cancer three-point challenge. Kyron Cartwright is 1 assist away from hitting 600 in his career. He would be the third Friar ever to hit 600 assists.
Is he passing me?
Did you ever pass the ball?
Yeah, when I was open.
To yourself?
Yeah. But how about Kyron's last assist was awesome. That little backdoor pass to Bullock, who finished it off with a layup. Kyron on the floor just makes things happen. And when he starts looking for his shot offensively, he's really effective. We saw that early in the year at St. John's when he had 21 points and 15 assists.
Bridges to the line, shooting the 1-and-1. Friars have 9 team fouls. And Bridges front into the 1-and-1 is good. He's got another one coming. He has hit 3 of 3 from the foul line. 82% on the season. Had 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists in their win over Providence last month. Hits both of them. And he's now got 18 points in this game to lead all scorers in the game.
There's that three-quarter court trap that they like to use.
Cartwright, back to Diallo, back to Cartwright. Cartwright will cross the mid-floor line, steps through it, throws the ball over his head, out of bounds. And the three-quarter court trap works, forcing the turnover.
Bridges is so difficult out there with the long arms. Cartwright turns the ball over. He picked the ball up at mid-court, and he can't do that. Then you get a double team.
Offense, defense here. Friars bring Cartwright out of the game and Drew Edwards in. So the Wildcats with the ball trailing by 6. Brunson has it on the left sideline. Spellman sets the high screen. Inches the ball back out between the circles. Pass off left wing for Omari Spellman. Spellman looks, and a reach-in foul will be called on Diallo. And that is 4 on Alpha, and it'll be 2 shots now on the 10th team foul with 6:25 to go.
That's just a stupid play by Diallo. You got Spellman at the three-point line. You pick up your 4th foul reaching in. You got his back to you. You got them beat on defense, and you bail him out with a foul there, and it's your 4th on top of it. That's what I worry about with Alpha. He's got to be on the floor. He had no fouls in the first half, and now he's got 4.
Spellman at the line, and the first shot is in and out. He has struggled tonight.
I'd rather have Spellman making free throws and not have Diallo with his 4th foul.
He is just 2 for 7 from the free throw line. And the redshirt freshman from Ohio has one more try, has 8 points total. And his second shot is good. That one rolls in.
The Friars have picked up some tough fouls to get 4 on Diallo and 4 now on Cartwright.
Cartwright in the backcourt, bounce pass to Diallo. Both players in the game with 4 fouls. Diallo steps through it, passes to Jackson on the wing, goes cross court to Lindsay, right corner, 3-pointer, too strong. Bullock, offside rebound, had it, lost it, goes out of bounds, and the Flyer bench, it's Providence ball. Yep, Matt Potter says Providence ball.
Great job by Bullock fighting for that rebound. They beat 2 Villanova players to that ball on a Miss Lindsay shot.
Jeff Clark tells Jay Wright, Coach, you got to sit down. 59-54, 6:10 to play.
Boy, this is old Big East. Great game here.
Are your palms sweaty?
Yeah, I mean, I can feel my heart racing right now. 6:10 to go.
Cartwright will inbound in front of his bench with a fresh shot clock. Out to Diallo. Let's see if they can get something set up here and keep the offensive pressure on the Wildcats. Cartwright, mid-floor circle. Has the dribble. Looks right, passes left. Jackson has it, looks to the post, not there. Gets into the lane, drives, puts up the shot. Got blocked by Spellman.
Great defense by Spellman.
Quick pass, intercepted by Cartwright. He stepped in front of Bridges for it. Now Cartwright attacks, gives it off to Diallo, slides to the lane, backs it up, won't get it, but he gets fouled.
Good patience by Diallo right there. And Lindsay saying, I had a 3. Give me the ball. I like that. They all want the ball right now. Nobody's shying away. Diallo gets the ball on the foul line, takes it strong. 3 fouls
on Jalen Brunson as he commits the foul. And Alpha will go to the line for the first time. Has not scored in the second half. Had 8 first-half points. Alpha hasn't been to the line. He's a 75% shooter on the season. Friars tonight, thus far at the foul line, are 7 for 10. And Diallo's shot is good.
They're going to have to make free throws down the stretch now. Both teams are on the foul line. As Cartwright comes out with the 4 fouls, they're going to put Edwards in now for defense. To get a dead ball or a turnover or something, get Cartwright right back in the game for offense.
Diallo had 12 points and 8 boards in their loss to Villanova last month. And his second shot here gives him 10 tonight.
Diallo's got 4 fouls as well now. I hope he knows that. He can't be too aggressive on the defense.
And the lead is back to 7. 5:40 to play. Brunson works top of the key, works to the right, cut off by Lindsay. Gets in the lane, puts up the fadeaway left-hander and scores.
That's a good move by Brunson. He's so tough when he gets in that close off that dribble.
Brunson has 12, and it's a 5-point game. Edwards with the ball, gives it right back to Diallo across the mid-floor line. Goes to Bullock on the right wing.
They missed Lindsay in the corner.
Lindsay was wide open. Jackson thinks about that 3, shoots it. Off the rim, no. DiVincenzo with a rebound. Wildcats look to close further. DiVincenzo drives right, crosses over, kicks it out left, out to Bridges, now touches right and throws it out of bounds. He thought Gillespie was in the game, and he threw it to him standing on the sideline.
Well, that's a timely turnover. The Friars needed that one there. You know, they got this 5-point lead. You don't want Villanova to get any kind of rhythm on the offense.
The Friars get the ball back. Cartwright goes back into the game. 5:05 on the clock.
Spellman's out right now. He was gassed out there.
And Cartwright dribbles the ball off his foot, saves it from going out of bounds.
Timeout.
He needs some help.
He called a foul.
And they call a foul on Bridges?
They called a foul on Bridges.
They called a foul on Bridges.
That's insane.
Oh, my goodness, look at Ed Cooley. His eyeballs just bugged out.
That's that guy Potter. He's a horrible official. I can't believe he called a foul on that. I mean, they had him.
That was a turnover.
Dead
and
turnover.
Bridges is called for the foul, and that's 4 fouls on Bridges.
Oh, my goodness.
8th team foul. It's a 1-and-1 for Cartwright.
Oh, what a break that is. I mean, Coach truly wanted to call a timeout right there. Cartwright's got to make free throws, though.
So Kyron 0 for 1 tonight at the foul line, and the free throw here is good. That is his 13th point of the game, his 11th here in the second half.
About that call. I didn't see all that, but I mean.
We're trying to lean over the table to see it, and I never saw it. And Cartwright hits the second shot.
You get Cartwright out, and you got Edwards and Malik White, and you take Diallo and Cartwright out, both with 4 fouls.
So 4 fouls for Mikal Bridges as well for Villanova in this last 4:58. And Brunson lets the ball go into the forecourt before the clock starts.
He's going to shoot.
Top of the key, bounces high post. Pascal thinks about going to the right side. Hands back off of Bridges. Fadeaway tray. No. Rebound tap. Out of bounds. Friars no. Control it.
Good defense. Good defense by Jackson is challenging Bridges on that shot.
63-56. Friars by 7. White, mid-floor circle.
Be careful with Bridges on you, Malik.
Doesn't want to cross over in front of him. He does to the right side. Goes to the hoop. Puts it up.
Oh, yeah. Malik looks at Bridges. Hey, you want to come out and try to steal it up? I'm going to blow by you.
Wow. What a basket by White. His first basket of the game. Gives Providence a 9-point lead with 4:15 to go. Brunson drives right outside the circle. Drives back to the left. Spins in the lane. Puts it up. Got it stripped on his way to the basket. Stripped, stolen, and foul called by Malik White. It'll be 2 shots for Jalen Brunson.
Good move there by Brunson. I mean, you know he's going to take the ball to the basket in that situation.
Second foul on Malik. Quiets the crowd for the moment with 4:10 to go. But the Duncan crowd is absolutely rocking crazy tonight. Sellout crowd, 4th consecutive sellout the Friars have had this season. And better than 12,000 fans in this building. Brunson, first free throw is good.
He's not going to miss any free throws. Good job by Malik White and Drew Edwards. Defensively, great move by Malik in that last play.
Brunson has 7.5, 13 for the game. Just this past week was named one of 10 national finalists for the Bob Cousy Award nationally as the nation's best point guard. Forget that, he may be the best player in the nation, period. Second shot on the way, got it.
I think he could get that award.
He's got 14 tonight. And it's a 7-point lead, but the Friars have the ball. Long pass into the forecourt. Diallo on the left wing as they break pressure. Now back to Cartwright. Friars will take this under 4. Cartwright to the right side. So far, they've found an answer to whatever Villanova has thrown at him. Left side pass, Diallo. Fakes the left corner pass. Has it against Brunson. High screen set. Cuts to the right. Off to the right corner. Lindsey feeds Bullock in the post. Bullock turns around. Steps back. Leans in. Jumper up. Off the rim. No. Spellman rebounds. Tried to draw a foul. Here's Brunson in transition. Loses the dribble. Knocked loose on the floor. Lindsey falls to the floor, picks it up, and they're going to call a foul on Brunson. And that's 4 on Brunson.
Brunson trying to get the ball, just jumped on top of Lindsey. Good defense. Diallo came in from the backside that time, John, and deflected the ball. And that's when Brunson lost it. Lindsey went and got it.
The Friar defense has definitely been the story tonight. 65-58. 3:34 to go. Can Providence do it? We'll find out next. This is Providence Friar basketball from Learfield.
Coventry Lumber and the Friars doing a good job defensively in this one, John. Friars holding Villanova 2 for 15 from 3-point range. I mean, that's the best defense Villanova has seen all year on that 3-point line. They need to keep it up, though. There's plenty of time to go. 3:34 to go against this Villanova squad. Friars need to keep that shot going down as well. Shooting 13 of 23 in the second half at 56%. Villanova's 12 for 20 at 60%. But the difference has been the defense, John, for the Friars. When Villanova tries to attack off a missed shot or a turnover, the Friars hustle back on defense, get in the passing lane, then chase the ball down and deflect it. Good play there by Diallo. It won't show up in the stats, but that's why Lindsey ends up with the loose one, and he gets to the line for the 1-and-1.
So Jalen to the foul line here on the 8th Villanova team foul. Friars have 10, so Nova's in the double bonus already with 3:34 to go. Lindsey has not tried a free throw tonight, has 9 points. He's 75% with the line on the season. The senior from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, with the 1-and-1. And the shot is on the way, and good.
Oh, man. Boy, I tell you what. It's much easier to play in these games, John, than to watch.
Because you don't have time to think about it.
Oh, man.
Lindsey missed the game against DePaul on Saturday as he makes the second free throw, out with a concussion. Hits both. And now there's offense-defense switched by Ed Cooley again with Diallo and Cartwright out. And White
get up on
Edwards back in. Brunson into the forecourt. Friars lead by 9. Brunson drives right all the way down the baseline. Up top for Pascal, who drives and jams it home.
What a move by Pascal. Looked like he was on a trampoline on that one. Friars did a good job on Brunson to stop him. 6 for Eric Pascal in his first game back after missing 2 with a concussion. 67-60. Jackson comes right back now for Edwards. Edwards finds Jackson on the left wing. Coming up on an even 3 minutes to play. Friars are going to try to milk the possession. White, mid-floor circle. Oh, let's take Gillespie. You can't play him.
He's going to drive right. Goes all the way down to the basket. Puts it up off the glass. Got it blocked. Lindsey comes up with the ball. Gives it back to Edwards.
The shot clock.
Shoot. Here's White. Step back. Get off the three. Off the rim. It won't go. And the rebound saved by Bridges. Up the floor to DiVincenzo. Bounce pass left. Gillespie gets off a three. In and out. No good. Rebound taken by DiVincenzo. He goes back up inside. Bounces to Pascal. Off his leg. Out of bounds. Turnover.
Great defense by Jackson right there to get that turnover. Friars get Cartwright and Diallo back in the game. Good look. Sorry, John. Good look there by Malik White. Just didn't make the shot. Good job by Edwards on the defensive end.
2:39 left. Friars get the ball back, leading by 7. Brunson and Bridges come out for the time being.
All right, you got the
Jackson
three-quarter court trap right now.
Yeah, Pascal playing the front of that trap. Cartwright finds Jackson. Jackson attacks it, throws up the runner, missed the shot. Loose on the floor. It's taken by Bullock. He gives it back to Jackson, who goes up, got it blocked from behind, and Providence will keep the ball.
Wow. Man, that was a turnover waiting. I thought Jackson traveled on that play, but he got away with it. The Friars get this ball back. 27 on the shot clock. 2:25 to go in the second half.
The Friars will keep it.
Man.
27 on the shot clock. They'll inbound baseline right of the basket. As Joe said, 2:25 to go on the game clock with a 67-60 lead.
Big possession here.
Diallo looks for the inbounds in the right corner for Cartwright. He can take some time off this clock. He can take another 2 minutes.
Yeah, just take it off, and then you got Gillespie on. You can take him if you want.
Cartwright left side for Jackson. Jackson bounces up high for Diallo. Diallo shares it with Lindsey. DiVincenzo up tight on Lindsey. Now he'll give it back off there. Cartwright had the ball kicked into the backcourt, but Nova touched it last. So Cartwright with 5 to shoot, with 4, drives left, step back, 18-footer off the rim. And the rebound for Pascal.
Boy, that was a good look there. Just didn't make it.
DiVincenzo, 1:52 to go. Finds Pascal right of the key, down by 7. To the top of the key. Backdoor pass. Spellman goes up and flushes.
Good pick and roll right there to get Spellman on the dunk.
67-62. 1:40 left. Friars with the ball in the forecourt for Bullock. Bullock lost the ball. Goes out of bounds. Providence will keep it.
You got to be careful with the ball there. You got to be strong with the ball.
Gillespie did knock it out of his hands. Almost had the steal. 1:34 to go. Here come Brunson and Bridges back in for Nova.
You got to be careful with the ball. Nova likes to gamble with the ball when you have it next to you. You got to be strong with it.
Friars need to score here, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Cartwright will inbound.
A lot of time to go in this game, especially with 3-point shots.
Gives it to Diallo. Diallo gives it right back to Kyron. 15 to shoot. 1:27 on the game clock. 67-62 Providence. Cartwright, mid-floor circle. Standing there with his pink sneaks. Now begins to make his move with 6 on the clock. Drives to the right. Spins to the foul line. Dumps off. Diallo off the rim. No good. Gets his own rebound, and he's fouled. Diallo had a putback and missed it point blank, but he's fouled by Bridges, who just fouled out of the game.
We'll take that. Well, Diallo just has to go to the line and make 2 free throws. That'll be just like making the layup.
So Mikal Bridges, the 6'7" redshirt junior, Malvern, Pennsylvania, averaging 16.5 points per game, 11th in the Big East in scoring, 10th in the Big East in free throw shooting, has fouled out with 5 personal.
And Diallo's going to get 2 foul shots now. You know, if you got to trade off, you don't mind Diallo missing the layup. If you get Bridges to take that 5th foul, get him out of the game. And Diallo, if he can go to that line and knock down a couple of free throws, it's the same result.
Bridges, 13 second-half points, 19 for the game to lead Villanova in scoring. And he's out. So Diallo now, who has 10 points, he's made 2 of 2 at the line for his only points here in the second half. Has 2 huge ones here that could give his team back a 7-point lead.
You know, you got 1:12 to go. You still have Diallo on the floor with 4 fouls. He has to shoot free throws, but Cartwright's out there as well. Coach Cooley's been subbing him in now. You know, you got 2 timeouts, Coach Cooley does, so he can stop the clock. Look for Villanova, probably call some timeouts as well.
So Alpha, one try at the line is on the way, and good. 11 for Alpha, who had just 2 points and 5 turnovers in that ugly loss on Saturday to DePaul. One more try here. Makes it 68-62, 1:12 to play. Diallo's second shot on the way. Got it!
All right, pick up.
Inbounds comes to Brunson. Brunson picks it up on the foul line. Across the midfloor line with 1:10 to go. Splits the defenders down the line, puts it up, won't get it. Offensive foul! Brunson's gone! Brunson's gone! He fouls out with 1:08 to go!
What a play by Bullock to stand there and take that offensive foul. Great anticipation by Rodney. And Brunson's going now with 5 fouls. Both Bridges and Brunson have fouled out of the game.
Perhaps the 2 most important players on the Villanova Wildcats roster have fouled out. 1:08 to go, and the Friars holding on to a 7-point lead.
You look at Brunson, John. He had Cartwright and Diallo at the top, both with 4 fouls. He went right at him, and they split. They opened up and let him go, and here's Bullock waiting for him to take the offensive foul. What a great play by Bullock. Tough to pick up an offensive foul on Brunson because he's so clever with the ball.
Brunson had 7 turnovers in this game, along with 14 points before fouling out.
Well, Friars now full court pressure, denial pressure right now by Villanova. Friars have to get the ball in, preferably to Cartwright.
Gillespie and Samuels have checked in for the 2 players who have fouled out. Jackson looks for the inbounds and has to call time.
Well, Cartwright's trying to hold the ball, hold his man off and throw the lob pass. You don't want that in this situation. You want to cut to the basket. Gillespie can't guard him. He's not quick enough. So Cartwright's got to come down, make a jab step move, and cut to an open spot to give an opening so Jackson can throw him the pass. Jackson's not going to throw a lob pass in this situation. That'll be a turnover.
The Friars call the timeout, actually have 1 remaining if they need 1 more. Villanova also has 1 timeout left. Both teams are in the double bonus. 69-62 Providence trying to hold on and get what would be their second win over a top 25 team, nationally ranked in the Associated Press poll this year. But perhaps most importantly, Villanova's RPI is number 3.
This is huge. They got to hold on to this one now. So important. We saw a Marquette team down by 7 with 1:12 to go and came back and won in overtime. So the Friars have to get this ball in bounds. Villanova's going to try to trap it, get a turnover. They might start fouling too. So Friars have to get this ball into Cartwright.
So here goes Jackson again. Friars break to the ball, and the inbounds comes to Diallo in the backcourt. Diallo double team, steps through, lost it. DiVincenzo knocked it out of bounds.
And they're going to go to the monitor.
They're going to go to the monitor to see who touched it last. Gillespie was there. DiVincenzo was there.
Alpha's being selfish on that play. You got to throw the ball. He's trying to draw the foul, and he gets a turnover in that situation. You got to get the ball over to Cartwright. He was open and now. He was double teamed, Alpha was. He's got to get rid of the ball. He's thinking he's going to get fouled so he can go to the line. You can't do that. You got to move the ball.
So the officials had Corbett.
That might be off Alpha's leg
and
when
Matt
he threw
Potter.
the ball out of bounds.
It depends on whether or not one of the Nova players, and I thought DiVincenzo might have touched it last, but from our angle it was tough to tell, so they're coming to the monitor to check and see who has the ball with 1:03 on the clock. And it's going to be Villanova ball, so it's a Providence turnover.
Diallo trying to get to the line, move the ball. You don't need to score any more points. You got to make them get the steal. Don't bail them out with stupid plays.
So the Wildcats come up with a big play.
3-pointer here, and you're right back in the game.
2-possession game. If Villanova can hit a 3 here with 63 seconds left. DiVincenzo looks for the inbounds. Baseline right of the basket. Has trouble getting it in himself. Throws it out. It's tipped away. And they'll call Jackson for a foul. As he got tangled up with Samuels, went for the ball.
Just what you don't want. You stop the clock, they go to the line for 2 shots. Friars just playing themselves into a bad situation here.
We've seen this before, Joe, and the Friars have had difficulty either holding leads or when they do hold leads, sparks fly out of their ears in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Oh, did this against Marquette. They had the game won and let them back in it.
Samuels at the line for two, and the first shot bounces and stays. That's his second point of the night. He's now 2 for 3 from the foul line. Freshman from Franklin, Massachusetts. And has one more try here, can make it a 5-point game. Second shot for Samuels is good. It's now 69-64. Friars finally get the ball in bounds. Cartwright fakes up, gets through traffic, leaves into the forecourt, has a shot, finds Bullock. Bullock got the shot blocked. No foul! Shot was blocked. Samuels brings it the other way. He drives on Jackson with a crossover. He missed it, and a travel called on Samuels.
That's a good call right there. Bullock's got to go up there and jam that if you're going to finish it off. You can't go in there soft. Not in this game.
Friars have it, 49.9 left. The inbounds comes to Cartwright. Goes right back to Jackson. Long pass into the forecourt to Lindsey. And Lindsey fouled immediately by DiVincenzo with 45.6 remaining.
That's the way you got to attack it, John. I mean, if they're going to gamble that far in the backcourt, you got to take it up and go for layups. Friars had numbers the last time, wasn't able to score. And that time there to get it up to Lindsey, and he's fouled by DiVincenzo.
So Jalen gets 2 shots at the line, has 11 points. He's hit 2 of 2 from the line tonight. And the first one bounces and stays.
Oh, that's a big one right there. Knock another one down.
That makes it a 6-point game. This can make it a 3-possession game if he can hit the second one. And the shot for Lindsey. Good.
Pick up close. There you go, Diallo. That's it.
71-64. Gillespie in the backcourt for the Wildcats. Friars 40 seconds away from an upset. Looks to the left, penetrates to the right, stops top of the key, 30-footer. Good! Gillespie just hit a 30-footer from the top of the key. It's 71-67. Running the inbounds is Jackson. Finds Cartwright in the backcourt, and Cartwright fouled by Gillespie.
Well, they almost didn't blow the whistle either.
34.8 left.
Boy, Gillespie showing me something, John. I didn't think he was ready for prime time. He had a little cottonmouth in that first half, but drains a big 3 right there. Keeps him in it. Growing up right here.
With the foul call on Gillespie with 34.8 left. And so now the Friars have to hit free throws. Cartwright, 2 of 3 from the foul line. Hit his last 2, and the shot here bounces and off.
That was way off.
Friars had hit their last 11 in a row before that miss. And this is going to keep it a 2-possession game. He's got to hit this, put it up by 5 with 34.8 left. And the second shot for Kyron, that one's good.
Pick up.
5-point game. DiVincenzo will inbound. Gillespie waits at the foul line to pick it up.
Get him!
And Gillespie goes into the forecourt, drives to the right around Cartwright to the hoop, lays it up, scores.
Cartwright's got 4 fouls. He didn't want to pick up the 5th one.
And Gillespie, the freshman, has 10 second-half points. And the inbound to Lindsey and a hold away from the ball is called on Gillespie. It's going to put Cartwright back at the foul line with 29.8 left.
How about Gillespie showing some big-time guts here? Scored the last 5 points. He got both Brunson and Bridges on the bench with 5 fouls each. And Gillespie stepping up big time.
Well, sometimes this is where legends are made.
Well, the young freshman's having a heck of a
Colin Gillespie
game at crunch time.
Looked like a mini version of Ryan Arcidiacono from a couple of years ago. And Cartwright steps back up and needs to hit 2. And the first one, no. Now you got to hit this to make it a 2-possession game. It's a 3-point, 72-69 lead. Got to hit this to make it 2 possessions. Second shot, got it.
All right, pick up.
DiVincenzo will inbound again. Gillespie breaks to the ball. 28 seconds left. Gillespie into the forecourt. Over the left side for DiVincenzo. Deep 3 on the way. No good. Loose ball underneath, out of bounds. It is.
You got to look at it.
Villanova ball.
You got to look at it. It's underneath. There's 1 minute to go. Diallo says, no way that's off me.
Well, he was there. Spellman was there. DiVincenzo hit or missed the shot, and it went out of bounds off the baseline to the right of the basket. Well, they reversed the last one. Let's see if they'll come over here and reverse this one. There's 22.1 seconds left.
You know, Diallo usually gets those loose rebounds there, John. Anytime he's around the ball on a rebound, he seems to come up with it. And he was adamant about he didn't hit it out of bounds, so we'll see what the tape says.
So Ed Corbett comes over and looks at the monitor, just about 15 feet away from us here on the scorer's table. Just inside the mid-floor line. Jeff Clark looking over his shoulder as they get the replay monitor turned around to them, and they can control what speed they look at it there with a little dial and panel that they have there to use at their discretion here courtside. And Corbett keeps going back and forth with the dial to look at it to see who it might have been touched by last. And it looks like he's having a hard time deciding, and now he talks to Jeff Clark about that. Did you catch that? That's what he said. So did you catch that? Now he looks back at the monitor again, giving you a play-by-play of the replay, for goodness sakes.
Yeah. Well, this is a big call.
Possession.
That's a big call right here.
Now Clark points to the screen. If you're watching at home, you obviously can see it where we cannot. The video replay system here, the dunk does not show these. Now he's got to look at it again. So obviously this is a very difficult decision to make. 22.1 on the clock. It's 73-69. Providence leading third-ranked Villanova by 4 points. They've had the lead the entire way in the second half. They've led by as much as 10 in the second half after scoring the first 7 points of the basketball game to open it up and led by 4 at the break.
I just got a text that it was out on Nova.
Now they got a choice.
Yeah, they said it was out on Nova.
Out of Nova. Providence ball.
Well, Diallo knew it right away. He said, I didn't touch that thing.
Well, apparently it took the officials a long time to make that call.
Hey, you want to make it right here.
So Jackson's got to inbound. Friars lined up across the mid-floor line, waiting to break to the ball. Jackson looks for the inbounds. They find Cartwright. Cartwright drives around Gillespie. Gillespie fouls him with 20.6 on the clock.
Well, Cartwright will sleep well tonight because Gillespie and him have been going at it. Gillespie's trying to deny him the ball, being physical.
Gillespie's played very well tonight.
He's really surprised me. In the beginning of the game, he looked like he was overwhelmed out there, but he knows now he's got to play because Brunson's out and Bridges is out. He's done a good job out there. He's shown some guts.
Cartwright has 14 second-half points, 16 for the game, but he's hit just 2 of his last 4 from the line. And the free throw, no.
Never easy, right? I mean, Cartwright stepped up there and made 2 when they were tied up the other night to win the game.
Second shot on the way. Yes.
All right, pick up. Don't let anything easy.
5-point game. 20 seconds to go. Gillespie picks it up, crosses the mid-floor line. Jump pass to the right wing. Bridges gets off the three. Got it blocked. Rebound come down. Pascal puts it up over his head. And Villanova calls their final timeout with 14.4 seconds left, and it's 74-71. Goodness gracious. The clock won't go.
Tell you what, great block by Bullock, not giving up that 3, and Villanova doing a good job getting that offensive rebound. They haven't had a lot of those in this ball game, but they got that one there to get the score. Now, Friars have to get the ball in bounds. Somebody's going to get fouled. They got to make a free throw.
At least one free throw.
Yep, there's 14.4 seconds to go. Look for Villanova to try to deny the ball in bounds. You got to be very deliberate with the pass, and then hopefully get to the foul line and knock down a couple.
Well, in games decided by 5 points or less or overtime, over the last 2+ years, the Friars have won 20 and lost 7. This year, in games decided by 5 points or less or overtime, the Friars are 5-1.
Well, hopefully they can make it 6-1 because they deserve the win in this one. They have to finish it off right here. If they made all their free throws in those close games in the past, this game would be over already. But they're keeping Villanova on life support right now by not making those free throws, but they got the ball right here. Got to get the ball in bounds, and you know you're going to get fouled. Just don't turn the ball over here.
So 14.4 seconds left. Nova out of timeouts. Friars have 1 remaining if they need it. Jackson will inbound. Baseline deep to our right toward the Nova bench. Friars put all 4 of their remaining players in the backcourt to break to the ball. Jackson gets the ball, looks to inbound it. They break. He runs the baseline. Ball goes inbounds. It goes out of bounds. It was touched by Pascal.
Pascal guarding.
No time went off the clock.
Well, they're going to look at it now.
If the ball got touched, how does no time go off the clock? Come on, home court. They're going to look again. So here comes Ed Corbett and Jeff Clark over to the replay monitor. We called more play-by-play of the stupid replay monitor tonight than we have of the game.
I know. As long as we get the benefit of the call, though, we'll live with it.
Cartwright got tangled up over there.
Well, he's fighting off Pascal.
Trying to fight off Eric Pascal, who's 6'9" and 255 pounds. Kyron, 5'11" and 185. And it's Providence ball. But again, if they touched it, how does no time come off the clock? That's what I want to know.
That's a good point. Last one was like an eighth of a second or something.
Well, they should take a tenth off. Yeah, they are. In fact, they're going to take 3/10 off. It's 14.1. That's what it should be.
Price can get a layup on this out of bounds now.
Jackson will inbound from the sideline in the backcourt. Why didn't he just give it to Kyron? They break to the ball. They find Alpha in the backcourt. Alpha double-teamed and fouled with 12.8 left.
They didn't want Kyron to get the ball. That's what they were doing. They ran Kyron off the ball. He went right where the big guy Spellman was. Kyron was wide open. They didn't give him the ball because they wanted to get the ball at Diallo.
Pascal commits his third foul. And so Alpha, who's 4 of 4 from the foul line, has 2 shots here and will basically try to ice it here at the line. 12.8 seconds left. You can make it a 6-point game, 2 possessions. It's only 1 possession right now. You got to hit at least one of these. And Diallo, good.
You know, Alpha just loves the moment. I mean, he's the guy that just loves the moment. He wants this. He can't wait to get the ball in this situation.
13 points for Diallo, 5 in the second half. All of it has come from the free throw line. One more try to knock off number 3. Bounces and stays. 76-71. Nova to inbound. 12 seconds left. Inbounds comes to Gillespie. Up the left sideline into the forecourt. Stumbles, loses the ball. Friars, they'll win for it out of bounds.
Look at it. Want to look at it?
Diallo touched it last. 9.2 on the clock. Nova will inbound from the left sideline in the forecourt. DiVincenzo. Diallo in front of him doing jumping jacks. Inbounds to Gillespie. Gets off a deep three-pointer. No good. Rebound tipped out. Loose on the floor.
Cartwright's got the rebound.
Picked up by Cartwright. And he's fouled with 3.7 seconds left.
Another big rebound for Cartwright. Remember the last ball game in here, he had the big rebound against Georgetown. And now he gets to ice it right here. This ball game is history. What a great win for the Friars.
Cartwright going to the foul line.
It's a huge win, man. Huge win. Huge.
3.7 seconds left. Cartwright, 2 more at the line to seal it. And the first one's off the back of the iron.
Well, it doesn't matter now.
76-71. Friars looking to improve to 17-9, 8-5 in league play. And boy, will this be a resume patter. Second shot for Kyron is up. It's in and out. Samuels with a rebound. Deep shot by DiVincenzo is short. Providence beats Villanova. And here come the students onto the floor.
What a great win for this Friar team. You know, I said to you, John, they had to play 40 minutes hard to beat this Villanova team. They're a terrific team, but Friar defense was solid the whole ball game.
Well, the two teams are trying to shake hands in front of our position here. And Jay Wright, as classy as ever, comes over and tells these guys way to play. Slap in the backside of Alpha Diallo. And the Friars earned one tonight, Joe. They definitely earned one tonight. 76-71.
That was definitely a big win for the Friars. I mean, this Villanova team is very difficult to beat. The Friars were able to stay in it the whole ball game with their defense. Both teams shot the ball poorly in the first half, but they did a great job in the second half of making shots, both teams. But the Friar defense, when they had to make a stop, they did.
This is the first win over Villanova in 5 years, since January the 9th of 2013, when the Friars won here at the Dunk 69-66 over the Wildcats. It stops a 5-game losing streak to Villanova. And the Friars get win 17 overall, win 8 in the league, And Providence gets a big stamp of approval on a potential NCAA tournament resume. 76-71 over the Wildcats.
How about a great time for the students? They're all on the floor right there singing. And they were a big part of this ball game. All the students in here doing a great job of keeping the crowd active. What a great game to be at. Great win for the Friars.
Our Santander post-game wrap-up is coming up next. This is Providence Friar basketball from Learfield.
This is the Santander postgame show. Santander, the official bank of Providence College Athletics. Once again, John Rooke.
What a night at the Dunkin' Donuts Center tonight. Welcome to the Santander postgame wrap-up. Providence 76, third-ranked Villanova 71. Friars did it after perhaps as ugly as a game we've seen in several years on Saturday against DePaul. Providence used gut, grit, guile, and a little defense tonight to knock off these Cats.
Well, a lot of defense, John, too. And I'll tell you what, after that DePaul game, I was pretty depressed until we got to this game. Because, you know, the way the Friars played is just like, oh, man, what are you going to do next? You got Villanova coming in there who, you know, is a very, very good basketball team. That team is terrific. But the Friar defense was awesome in this game. Without the defense, they have no chance to win this game. They did a great job in that first half of shutting down Villanova. Villanova was 0 for 9 from three-point range. The only half this year they didn't score a three-pointer. And the defense was there. Diallo and Lindsay did a terrific job defensively. And Rodney Bullock came out of his funk here in this ball game, made some very good offensive moves late in the game, but the big offensive foul he took on Brunson late, that was a huge play right there. So Rodney's not known for defense, but he stepped in there and took that good one there. But great contributions by everyone. The only negative on this one is Kyron missed those free throws. He was 5 for 11 from the line, but he had 8 points to start the second half and a nice big run there to get the Friars rolling. He played terrific basketball, and Coach Cooley, I think, he should be the player of the game. He did a great job of coaching this team and managing the minutes of both Cartwright and Diallo, who both had 4 fouls with like 10 minutes to go in the game.
Right.
And he was able to get offense and defense in there. Malik White made a super move where they thought they were going to isolate him. He takes Bridges to the basket. Now, Bridges is considered one of the best defensive players in the league. I'd vote for Diallo, but if there was a second guy, I'd take Bridges or Jalen Lindsay. And he beat him off the dribble, made a big hoop while he was out there for basically defense, spelling Cartwright. But great contributions by all the Friars in this one.
Well, the Friars actually scored the first 7 points in this game, led 7 out of the gate before Villanova came back and only took one brief lead in the first half. Providence actually was able to fight back and lead it 27-23 at halftime. And we told you at halftime, Villanova's 2 losses this year, they lost both of the times that they've lost this year trailing at halftime. They were 3-2 trailing at halftime. The Friars had a 4-point lead at the half. In the second half, Joe, there was a spell where the Friars actually had, it was 27-25. Brunson scored the first basket of the second half for the Wildcats. And then after that, they scored again. Spellman on a layup to pull within 28-27 with 18:53 to go. From that point, the Friars went on an 11-5 run and then took that lead up to 7 points with 15 points to go. And really, Villanova was never able to get closer than 3 the rest of the way.
Yeah, and the defense made it happen, John, when the Friars needed a stop. But, you know, I know you know this stat. What is Villanova average in turnovers this year? They had 19 turnovers in this ball game. Friars were able to turn them over. I think a big reason for that is
Nova averages just 10 turnovers per game. Hey, guys, easy. Fans are still going crazy here. Cheerleaders, everybody's
on it,
right?
Huge win
Absolutely.
right there.
Right.
But, you know, you look at Nova averages 10 turnovers a game. They had 19 in this one. But I think a key part of that was when Villanova had a chance to rush the ball down the floor. The Friars never gave up on the plays. They hustled back on defense, got in the passing lane, and chased the ball down. Diallo tipped a couple from behind. Lindsay got a couple from behind. And they were able to get those turnovers and turn them into points. So Friars had 21 points off the 19 turnovers by Villanova. Friars had 14. This is the Big East game they've won with 10 or more turnovers. But Villanova was only able to convert 11 points of that. So the Friars outscored Villanova off the turnovers 11, right? By 10 points, and they win this game by 5. You look at that stat, if you're Jay Wright, you got to say we turned the ball over too much.
Well, and you have to talk about the individual on-the-ball defense. Jalen Lindsay, how much did they miss him on Saturday against Villanova today? Came back, and he guarded really Well, he guarded just about everybody out there, but when he was on Brunson, he did that job. When he was on DiVincenzo, he did that job. He was on Bridges for a while. He did that job for the most part of the first half.
Played Spellman, too.
Played Spellman a little bit inside because when the Friars went small for a spell in the second half, Lindsey was able to guard him. We also saw not only his defense, but Alpha Diallo's defense continue to improve. He had 14 points, but Diallo ended up guarding somebody different almost every offensive possession that Nova had tonight, and it was his defense that actually forced Villanova into some of those late second-half mistakes where Brunson and Bridges both fouled out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, and again, Bullock picked up a big offensive foul on Brunson. Brunson is a tough guy to get in front of because he's so clever with the ball, and he was able to take this offensive foul on him and picked up the fifth one. But you're right about Lindsey. I mean, Lindsey, he's the heart and soul of that team. You know, Cartwright's the most important guy, but Lindsey's the heart and soul when you talk about defensive presence out there. He guards everybody. He goes 1 to 5. He goes 1 to 5, he plays, so he's so important on the floor, and Diallo is terrific out there, obviously, defensively. And Diallo loves the moment, John. You know, the last possession there where Cartwright was struggling from the foul line, they set up that out-of-bounds play. Cartwright cut, he was wide open. They had Spellman on him. They didn't even give him the ball. They wanted to get the ball to Diallo because he loves the pressure situation. He loves to get the ball in those moments, and calmly goes to the line, knocks down 2 free throws. If you remember, against Georgetown, he hit 2 free throws when the Friars were down by 2 with 27 seconds to go. And if he misses those free throws, Georgetown had a chance to win the game and get fouled. Diallo makes 2 tough ones to tie the score. So he's a crunch player, a real good clutch player. So Friars had great clutch performances from everybody tonight.
Well, the defense overall, though, holding Villanova to what they did from outside tonight was certainly a huge part of this game. Nova went just 3 for 20 from the arc. Last 3 games, Wildcats just 17 for 71 from the three-point stripe, but it was 3 for 20 tonight against the Friar defense that really helped give Providence this win. And our assistant coach, Jeff Battle, who had the scout of the Wildcats, joined us here courtside. Congratulations first, Coach. That was hard-earned, well-earned, but we also know how tough it is in this conference, and it's just another typical night in the Big East Conference.
Unbelievable. Hats off to Villanova. I'm really happy for our guys, but hats off to them. I told the guys in the locker room before the game, no matter what the score is, you got to play for 40 minutes against these guys. Yeah. They're going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming. And they did that tonight, but, you know, we were fortunate enough to hold them off at the end and make some clutch free throws and come away with the win.
You know, I said that in the pregame too, Coach. I felt like you had to play 40 minutes with this team. You can't ever relax because they're so proficient offensively. They can go on like a 12-0 run in no time, knocking down threes. But you guys challenged, it seemed like, every single shot out there tonight. It made it very difficult for them to score. And them to turn the ball over 19 times, you got to love your defense, Coach. I mean, they averaged 10 turnovers a game. You got 19 out of them tonight. I think you did a great job getting back on defense.
Well, we did, and we stayed down on shot fakes. And a lot of their threes come off their dribble drive game, dribble penetration, get in the lane, get you in the air, suck to the ball. I thought we did a good job. We had discipline on defense. We stayed locked on to the shooters. And then the whole game plan was to make them make tough twos in the lane. So we did a great job following the scouting report, the game plan, and, you know, to hold these guys to 3 threes is unbelievable.
Yeah,
I think they're averaging
20.
11 make threes a game or something like that. So we did a great job of guarding the 3.
Well, you know, and defensively, guys have to really work hard because you're going to take away the three-point shot. There's not going to be any help defense. So if they go in post, you say, hey, you got to play your man and play him tough. And I thought the Friars did a great job of playing their guy, heads up in the post, because when Villanova gets a double team, they swing it and get a wide open look. They didn't have many. They had hardly any wide open looks in this ballgame. The guys did a great job on the man-to-man defense inside.
Absolutely. And, you know, like I said, we prepared for a lot of their stuff. And they have a great post-up game as well as an ISO game. They ISO you at the elbows. They ISO you in the post. I thought our guys did a tremendous job of guarding one-on-one tonight.
You know, they did terrific. This Villanova team is a decent rebounding team. They only had 4 offensive rebounds in the whole game. And that's how they beat you a lot of times. If they miss their first shot, which is rare because they shoot the ball so well, you give them a second shot opportunity, they basically make it. But they only had 4 offensive rebounds in this game, so you guys limit them to just 1 shot most of the game. I think that was a big reason why you won the game.
Yeah, well, we did a good job of gang rebounding. You know, all of our guys had, you know, multiple rebounds, and I thought Isaiah Jackson did a great job pursuing the ball, and he can do that for us. That's one of the things we've been on him more about, is to rebound the ball a little bit more, and he's responding to that.
I thought you had a toughness tonight, too. I mean, you had to have a toughness because they're a physical team. They don't, Spellman's a big guy and Pascal's a big guy, but they like to get physical. They want to bump you through the lane. You guys responded to that. You were as physical as them, maybe even more. Is that something, a point of emphasis coming into this game?
Absolutely. They're a tough team. They're a hard-nosed team, and we told our guys that you got to match their toughness. You got to play hard on offense, be strong with the ball, not turn it over. And that was something that we looked at from the first game. We played them pretty good up in Philly, but we just had too many careless turnovers. So took care of the ball tonight, kept them off the glass, and most importantly, shut them down from the three.
And you shut down DiVincenzo. He had 30 points in the last game against Butler. Diallo did a terrific job on him, and he had a tough time getting off shots. He was 0 for 4 from three-point range. He was 3 for 10 in the game, but Diallo has that size and great athletic ability and took him out of the game offensively and put a lot more pressure on the other guys to score.
Exactly. We knew coming in, he was coming off of a career high against St. John's and was scoring the ball at a high rate, 30 in his last game. And so we were dialed in a little bit, but I thought we did a great job on all their guys for the most part. Brunson's a tough guard. He gets in the lane. He's tough. He's strong. So we did a good job overall, I thought, of containing them as best we could.
Defensively, you guys are solid. You get your offense from your defense. In the first half, he shot like 30% from the floor, and you had a 4-point lead. Mm-hmm. You would not have that if you didn't play the defense that you played in this game.
Yeah, well, I thought that was our best defensive half of the year. Even though we didn't make shots, we didn't let that affect us on the defensive end. And I thought we did a great job defensively of locking in.
Well, you took advantage of the turnovers. We were mentioning that. You outscored them by 10 points and points off turnovers, 21-11. In a close game like this, you win by 5. I mean, you really took advantage of the turnovers in this ballgame, something that Villanova doesn't do.
Exactly. And, they're a great team, and I'm sure they'll bounce back. And we were just fortunate tonight. The crowd was great. I thought our guys fed off the crowd. The energy in the building was unbelievable. So it was just a great night all around. And another typical bloodbath in the Big East.
You know what? I've been depressed since Saturday, Coach. I mean, I've been depressed. I can't imagine what you guys.
Coach.
I can't imagine what you guys were going through. I mean, I text Coach. I said, "Oh man, how you feeling?" I mean, it just felt like your head was ripped off after that game, and then you come in and do an effort like this one to get these guys ready. Is a great job by you as a coaching staff to get these guys ready after that last game. I mean, they had to be down themselves.
Yeah, and I thought we showed a lot of resilience tonight. Bouncing back from the DePaul game. We had some guys that were a little under the weather. That's no excuse, but I think as we start to get more healthy, moving into these games down the stretch, I think we can continue to, keep building on what we're doing. So biggest thing is to get everybody back healthy, get our guys back in a rhythm. But you're right. I thought Coach Cooley did a great job of just remaining positive and, keeping the ship going in the right direction. Hey, look, we got another game, tonight against Villanova, next game. Let's put that behind us and let's try to move forward. So I thought he did a great job of getting our guys' heads right and getting them in the right frame of mind.
And then how good is this league? This league is brutal.
It's unbelievable. And the middle of the Big East is starting to kind of eat itself a little bit. And now you get to go on the road against a desperate team at their place on Saturday against Butler.
Yeah, absolutely. Tough place to play. Another great venue. Great player in Kalen Martin. And we'll have our hands full. But we'll prepare the next few days and go up and give it our best shot.
All right, Coach. Thanks
Great
for
job,
coming.
Coach.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Good
Jeff
win.
Battle, Friar assistant coach. Friars get the win, 76-71 over the Villanova Wildcats. More of our Santander postgame show coming up. This is Providence Friars basketball from Learfield. And Cartwright rubs off the left side of that. Now drives on Brunson, gets into the lane, turns around with a jump shot off the rim, no good. Young, offensive rebound, kicks it out for Lindsey, fires the three.
Oh, yeah, great rebound by Khalif Young. He finds Lindsey to knock down that three-pointer.
And tonight's outstanding performance of the game driven by Audi Warwick. See them for all of your Audi sales, parts, and service needs, or visit AudiWarwick.com. We had several candidates for that thought tonight, but we thought because of the timeliness of the threes and the unbelievable on-the-ball defense, Jalen Lindsey gets the nod tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel so much better now. Do you? I feel so much better. I felt like I had the flu all week after that game on Saturday. I'm saying, I can't be sick.
They had the blue demon flu.
Oh, man, it just feels good now just to get this win here, the way they played, and I'm happy for the guys and the coaches because to come back from that and win against this Villanova team, that was awesome.
Post-game stats now delivered by White Cross Pharmacy, your family-owned independent pharmacy for over 80 years. White Cross, home to the MedPack. MedPack is a personalized medication system organizing your meds based on time and date. It's the smart and simple solution to medication management. For the Wildcats, as they drop to 23-3, now 10-3 in Big East play, they have 4 in double figures, led by 19 from Mikal Bridges before he fouled out of the game with 1:08 to go. He also had 7 rebounds. 14 points for Jalen Brunson with 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and 7 turnovers for a potential player of the year candidate tonight against their Friar defense before he fouled out of the game with 1:08 to go. 11 points, 9 rebounds for Amari Spellman. He had 6 points, 5 rebounds for Dante DiVincenzo. You talked about that with Coach Battle just a couple of moments ago. DiVincenzo came off a career-high 30-point performance in their win over Butler on Saturday. Friars held DiVincenzo to 6 points on 3 of 10 shooting, 0 for 4 from three-point range.
Yeah, they did a good job on him. But you look at the stats, and I'm looking at the stats in the Villanova shot 50% from the floor for the game. And you say, how could they lose the way they shoot the ball? But what hurt Villanova more than anything, they had 19 turnovers that they had, and they were just 3 for 20 from three-point range. And they only had 4 offensive rebounds. The Friars took 10 more shots than Villanova did. Friars were, 23 for 62, and they were 26 for 52. They had more field goals, but the Friars took 10 more shots. Friars played the number 3 team in the country, shoot 37% from the floor, and win the game. Well, that tells you how good their defense was.
Yep, overall, 10 points for Colin Gillespie, the freshman off the bench, had all 10 of his points of the second half. Demir Cosby-Roundtree scoreless in 10 minutes, and 3 points, 5 boards for freshman Jermaine Samuels. As you said, they were 26 of 52 from the foul line. 3 of 20, however, a season-low total from three-point range. 16 of 22 from the foul line. Friars out-rebounded the Wildcats 37-35 tonight, and again forced Villanova into an extremely uncharacteristic 19 turnovers for a team that was number 1 in the Big East in assist-to-turnover ratio and fewest turnovers per game, averaging only 10 per game. 19 miscues for the Wildcats tonight, leading to 21 Providence points, a huge factor in this outcome. Friars have 5 in double figures, led by 17 from Kyron Cartwright, even though Kyron missed 4 of his last 8 free throw attempts, 4 of his last 8 from the line. He had 5 assists as well with 3 steals. So Kyron 1 assist away now from becoming the 3rd Friar ever to hit 600 assists for his career. Still needs 1 more to hit that mark. 14.6 boards for Rodney Bullock in his best performance in 2 weeks. He had only scored 21 points total in his last 3 games. 3.7 boards, Khalif Young. 13 points, 4 rebounds for Jalen Lindsey, and he played all 40 minutes in this one. And 11 points, 8 rebounds off of the bench for Isaiah Action Jackson. We mentioned Diallo, 14.6 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 points saw for Nate Watson, 2 points for Malik White and Drew Edwards scoreless in 6 minutes. Friars shot 23 of 62, as you said, Joe, just 37%. 8 of 25 on threes, 32%, but 22 of 30 from the free throw line, 73% was good enough. And then, of course, we mentioned the turnovers, turning them into points. That's really the difference in this game.
Big difference in the game. And nice to see Rodney Bullock contribute. I mean, he's been kind of in the funk lately, but he had some big moves in his ball game. But 2 guys off the bench we got to do big shout-outs to. You talk about Action Jackson, and you look at the stats, he was 3 for 13, but he was so involved out there. He was a leading rebounder in the game with 8. But, John, one of the biggest plays of the game, we had Brunson out on the top of the key, and he deflected that ball away, stole it from him, took it the length of the court, scores and gets fouled. So he turns that into a 3-point play.
Right.
And how about Malik White, who's in the game offense-defense substitution because Coach Cooley was going with White because Cartwright had 4 fouls and didn't want Cartwright to foul out. I mean, Cartwright had 4 fouls about 12 minutes to go, so he puts Malik White in the game, and he had Bridges on him, who's one of the best defenders in the Big East, and he was trying to steal the ball off Malik, and Coach Cooley called a play to clear the side out and let Malik take him off the dribble. He beats him off the dribble, gets to the basket, and lays it up over Bridges on a terrific move right there. And that was a big play in the ball game. So 2 excellent plays by 2 guys off the bench, especially Malik White. Hasn't played a lot of time, but did a good job in that situation.
Sure did. And just to back up the Providence defensive effort, it has been decent all year long, but it really showed itself tonight. Friars actually came into this game, Joe, in conference games only, number 1 in the Big East in points allowed per game. averaging 70 points they allow. What'd they give Nova tonight?
71.
They're also second in steals and 10th overall in field goal defense. So I'm telling you, the team overall has actually played, compared with speaking to the rest of the Big Eastern Conference games, pretty solid defense most of the way.
No question, and you forgot one. They're number one in the Big East, taking away the three-point shot, percentage-wise. So they're very good at playing that line. So they've done very well in this ball game. But all aspects of the games that they needed to do in this ball game, they did it. And that's how they won the ball game.
We'll come back with tonight's dish of the game from Wright's Farm. We'll tell you what is up next, and we'll continue right here. Santander postgame show. Providence 76, Nova 71. This is Providence Friar basketball from Learfield. Look for Villanova with Cartwright holding out front. There's an alley-oop to Bullock, who puts it home!
Boy,
holy moly!
What a call by Ed Cooley. He saw the zone. He whistled out to everybody, changed the offense, and gets the dunk for Bullock. Maybe get him going a little bit confidence-wise.
Oh, it certainly did, and that's tonight's dish of the game, brought to you by Wright's Farm Restaurant. Wright's Farm Restaurant, affordable family-style dining. John and Joe, as we wrap up the Santander postgame show here at the Dunkin' Donuts Center, 76-71. Friars knock off third-ranked Villanova. I believe this is the first time, and I haven't gone through the notes yet, but from what I understand, this is the first time the Friars have two top 5 wins in the same year, because they knocked off previously fifth-ranked Xavier here at home as well.
Yeah, well, you know, they deserve both wins, too. They played good basketball and they played good, solid defense, and that's where it all begins with this Friar team, John. If they play good defense, they're in every game. They're going to have moments where they can't score, but their defense keeps them in it, and that's what happened in the first half of this one.
Joe, I would tell you that if you have two top 5 wins on your resume, I don't know that there's too many people who can keep you out as long as you manage to do what you're supposed to do, and there are 5 games left in the season.
They got to keep they have to keep winning. They have 8 wins in the conference, which looks good right now. They're 8-5. Everything looks good, but you got to play at Butler the next game, at Seton Hall at home, which is a good team. They've been ranked this year. And then you got to go at Xavier. All right, Villanova goes at Xavier their next ball game.
Xavier right now is obviously, they led with 11-2 going into play tonight. Villanova could have tied them with a win, so Villanova's in second at 10-3. Creighton is at 8-5. The Friars tie Creighton for third in the conference tonight at 8-5. Both teams 8-5. Seton Hall is at 6-6. Butler at 7-7, Marquette 5-8, Georgetown 5-9, DePaul 3-9, and St. John's 2-11. And by the way, Xavier right now is all over Seton Hall, so they're kind of struggling right now, those Pirates.
Yeah, well, the Friars have them in here, and they have to try to avenge that loss down there. But it's one game at a time. But you look at this conference, John, it's so difficult. You know, you look at Georgetown last night, went in and beat who they beat. They beat. Georgetown beat
last night beat Butler.
Beat Butler at Butler. So Georgetown's playing better basketball. St. John's is on a roll. I mean, they've beaten Duke and Villanova when they were ranked number 1. Friars have to play them last game of the year at home. Your road games are at Butler, at Georgetown, and at Xavier. So, I mean, you know, you like this win is nice. You feel happy, but, you know, you got to forget about this one like you did a loss and get ready for the next game, because you got to get to that 10-win level to solidify yourself as an NCAA tournament team.
In Big East right now, Xavier leading Seton Hall 39-20 with 3:49 to go in the first half. DePaul is also leading St. John's 38-37 in the first half of that one. And then you have Seton Hall playing, I mentioned that one. Of course, then you have Providence Villanova tonight. No game scheduled tomorrow, so the next games will be on Saturday. And, of course, the Friars play at Butler, noon tip-off at Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis.
Yeah, last time we were there wasn't a very friendly place for us, and Butler's coming off a loss. Friars coming off a nice win here, so you know, the Friars have to go out. Again, if you play the defense, all coaches will tell you, if you play solid defense every game, they'll keep you in the game and the offense will take care of itself. So the Friars need to keep building on this defensive effort they had in this one and take it on the road.
Friars now have won 7 of 10. They improve again to 17-9 of the season, 8-5 in Big East play. Nova drops to 23-3. They are 10-3 in the league. And for, again, the Friars, 8-5 in league play, tied for third with Creighton with these 5 games still left to go. And it begins games Saturday at Butler in Indianapolis before you come back home to take on a team, the Seton Hall Pirates, that are reeling right now.
They are. They'll have a losing record in conference play. And
if they lose this one tonight, they will have a losing record.
Yeah, they'll be 6-7. But the Friars, they just have to make sure nobody gets a concussion and nobody gets any more flu. I mean, I've seen more flu on this team than I've ever seen in my life.
It has gone through the locker room
relapses
twice this year.
All right, no more flu, no more concussions, and show up and play. Let's go.
We'll take that. This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Providence Friars Sports Properties, a property of Learfield under the broadcast rights granted by Providence College. And reuse of the presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of Providence College and Providence Friars Sports Properties. Our announcers employed by Providence Friars Sports Properties with the approval of Providence College. Our Providence Friars Sports Properties general manager is J.J. Alberts. Thanks to our studio producer tonight, Isaiah Jordan, and to our engineer, Matt Morrell. For my partner, Joe Hassett, I'm John Rooke. Again, our final score, Friars 76, third-ranked Nova 71. Providence gets the big resume win that they might have needed somewhere down the line, but still lots of time to go in the season with 5 games left, and Providence will have it beginning Saturday afternoon, a 12 noon tip-off against the Butler Bulldogs at historic Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Friars beat Butler already here at home this year. We're going for the sweep against a team that is trying to challenge them for a potential postseason spot in the Big East. It'll be interesting. We'll have the broadcast starting at 11:40 Saturday morning right here on 103.7 WEEI-FM on Friars.com and streamed on the TuneIn app. We hope that you'll join us. Until then, so long, everybody.